All right, good evening. Welcome to Poetry Open Mic ASHEViLLE. Thanks for being with us tonight. My name is CALEB BEISSERT, joining you live from my living room here in Asheville, North Carolina. It's a pleasure to be with you tonight. I'm going to go ahead and get right to the poetry because this is Poetry Open Mic ASHEViLLE. These first words tonight, I'll invoke the great poet W.S. Merwin. This is the present. As they were leaving the garden, one of the angels bent down to them and whispered, "I am to give you this as you are leaving the garden. I do not know what it is for, what you will do with it. You will not be able to keep it, but you will not be able to keep anything." Yet they both reached at once for the present, and when their hands met, they laughed. All right. Little Merwin to get us started. All right. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate all the likes, comments, and shares, everyone. Thanks for tuning in tonight. We're live on Facebook and YouTube. And many thanks to Sovereign Kava, our sponsor for Poetry Open Mic ASHEViLLE in our home for almost 10 years now going here in Asheville. We've moved to a virtual live stream format during the pandemic times to keep this going and to bring a little love into your homes or wherever you may be during these times. I am joining you from my living room to wherever you are. Anywhere in the world now, we welcome all people and all forms of artistic self-expression here at the Open Mic. As I said, our sponsor is Sovereign Kava, and they are open here in Asheville for cashless, to-go orders only. Masks are required. They also do delivery through Kickback Asheville. Also, if you're performing tonight, you do get a free double shot of Kava, which you can pick up at the bar. Just let them know it's your open mic double. And we really appreciate our performers. Thanks to everyone who signed up. There's a sign-up sheet in the Poetry Open Mic AVL group on Facebook where you can sign up every week and reserve a good spot for the open mic tonight. We do appreciate the performers. We appreciate our audience. And thank you for all the support. I'm super stoked tonight because we have my friend Mildred Barya in the house tonight, a absolutely extraordinary poet and such a great writer, and we're looking forward to her feature set tonight. So I'm gonna keep warming things up with a few poems for a minute, give y'all a chance to tune in and get comfortable wherever you are, sit right, relax, and enjoy the open mic. This next poem is Arrangement. Arrangement. My death is searching for me in the hills. My death is searching for me in Santa Maria. My death is searching for me in Puerto Rico. My death watches from the towers. My death watches the ocean shores. My death watches the silent cameras. My death plays a white guitar. My death plays a tiny accordion. My death plays a violent violin. My death waits on the rocks of the shore. My death waits on the roads of water. My death waits in gasoline rains. My death comes with a pale blanket. My death comes with flowers and rope. My death comes to whisper the secret. This next one's called Aftermath of the Workday. And shout out to all our essential workers. I've dog chased the years. Cafe life small and large. Dreams set aside for industry weekend. Still keys, blank pages. Slice of a void to fill. Still leaves and fall. The demands of the day done. No time left to find metaphors in the unmoving trees. The sound of cars on the highway used. All the withered plants used. Not a single species of bird left to call into this used poem. To call into this used poem. To call into this used poem. All right. I think I got 2 more little poems for y'all. Thank you for tuning in. Hey, we really appreciate the likes, comments, and shares. Thank you. Thank you very much. And you can also share our YouTube stream. We're live on YouTube right now as well on the Sovereign Kava channel. And you can share your performance via YouTube. Cool. I'm going to do a brand new poem, and then I'll close out with an old poem. And then we'll get our featured poet, Mildred, on tonight. We're super excited about it. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Appreciate y'all. This one's called To See Again. The walls are made of poetry, and once you can read them, you'll see through the spaces between the words. Even full pages are mostly empty space, as the crystal vase is defined by its emptiness, which allows it to hold water or flowers or the empty air. But can a vase hold thoughts? Can it hold an idea like humility or grace? Can it hold emotion like surprise or love? Is a human body the same, made mostly of water, even in the empty space of lungs, of stomach, of open mouth that forms words vibrating from that space, made full by it, as a drum or saxophone makes sound by way of absence? We are only what we are not. We are the nothing that is everything. Thank you very much. Airing out some new work there, new shit. And this next one's an old poem about the amazing eclipse that happened here 3 years ago this Friday. This is Eerie Light at Judaculla Rock with Telescope and Loved Ones. Judaculla Rock is an ancient petroglyph site that predates the Cherokee civilization. It's in the beautiful little cove of Caney Fork, North Carolina. Lying curves of rock of river afterward, stones chime. As if afloat, I lie in the hollow of a river rock. Goats stagger perfect, the steep banks eat the soft branches. Moon takes its place as the rise of crickets and cool winds sweep the twilit valley. The humans we encounter, when the sky opens, they with talisman and dream stories, they with legends of the Cherokee, winced from memories of wolves and turtles and that balance we seek. At Judaculla, they say the rock danced when the sun hid, that etched soapstone from before memory, before anyone came there in a dream, before names of flowers and birds we know now, long before the mines and tractors. In this valley, the seasons awaken and go back to sleep. The safety of surrounding forests hides deep springs with old water so pure. All around them, newts, mushrooms and mosses, flies and grasses, little signs. The land still holds sacred for some. Spare workers try to save the hills for another generation and strew prayer flags that fade to rock and grass. Cows low in the field, little crescents scatter from trees and smile on our faces, folded paper glasses, a blue streak in the second sunset today. All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate y'all being here. Appreciate all the likes, comments, and shares. Appreciate Sovereign Kava for their steadfast support here in these times. Y'all support Sovereign Kava and give back. We really appreciate it. We got a great mic tonight. We got some awesome performers here. We got Dan Brady in the house, Kevin Evans, and Darian Crossley. Then we got Dane from San Francisco, and Mark Hudson also joining us tonight. And I think we got a few other people. So if you're performing tonight, make sure to follow the StreamYard link and get enter the broadcast studio so we know you're ready to go. If anyone else wants a spot tonight, I think there are maybe a couple spaces left towards the end, so get it while the getting's good. And without further ado, I'm gonna introduce our featured poet tonight, who I'm super excited about. Mildred's an amazing poet here in Asheville with us, part of the Asheville poetry scene here, and she does amazing work. I'm looking forward to hearing her tonight. Mildred writes that I'm trying to make sense of what's going on in our world, past, present, and future. The poems I'll share with you are coming from this place of asking, seeking answers. Perhaps I'll discover what I'm looking for in the listening. Perhaps not. Outside this space, I teach poetry, fiction, hybrids, and world literature at University of North Carolina at Asheville. And you can visit her website where you can read more of her work and buy her books. We'll have that link here on the screen in just a second, but I'm going to go ahead and see if we can beam in Mildred for y'all tonight. So you know the drill. Wherever you may be, if you're at home or in your car or even in public somewhere, we want you to jump up and down and do a little dance and put your hands together and make a whole bunch of noise for Mildred K. Barya. Y'all give it up. All right, Mildred. Hey.
Thank you. Hi.
Yes, welcome to the virtual Kava Bar, the Poetry Open Mic Asheville. Thank you for being with us tonight.
I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for welcoming me.
Absolutely, and I couldn't be more excited as well. Mildred and I have done a bunch of readings together here in Asheville over the years, and it's been a while. Of course, we're not able to get together in person right now, but it's good to be able to get together here online tonight.
Yes.
So good to see you, Mildred.
Good to see you too.
Absolutely. So you tell me you're sort of kind of step back and you're kind of reemerging into as a poet writer into these new strange times we find ourselves in. Tell me what you've been up to.
I think I've honestly been hibernating and seeking answers when the coronavirus started spreading and we were all in the lockdown and quarantined. I took it as an opportunity to really stay outside the public and the social scene and develop new work, some of which I'm going to share tonight, but also question my place in this world. I come from Uganda and I happen to be living in Nashville here. So that creates a lot of interesting questions for me because, on the one hand, I do feel like I am a stranger, but I've also developed these communities with poets, with wonderful people like you. So I have a strong sense of this place, and I feel that I belong here. But here is a loaded word because here also means to me elsewhere where I have been. So that's basically what I've been doing during this whole time I was off the social scene. I was writing essays that have to do with here and trying to define what here means and also what it's like to actually exist in different places and spaces and yet have a door where you insert your key and you open it and you call it your home. But you know, you've existed in so many homes. And given what's
Mm-hmm.
been going on the political scene, it made me really conscious about who I am. And so some of the works I've been doing is to also set my own intentions and be clear about who I am and why I am here and what I hope to do in this space.
Yes, absolutely. That's very important. I know there's a lot going on here right now, and there's also I've been paying a little attention. There's a lot going on in Uganda right now too, and I understand you still have family there, right?
I do. I do.
Yes. So I'm sure that must be playing in adding some weight as well um,
It
to
does.
what
Yeah.
all you're thinking about. And yeah, I hear you. It's really fascinating times and politically as well. And certainly hope everyone will get out and vote or mail in your vote, um,
Right.
whatever. Um, but yeah, I appreciate you speaking to that. And I really look forward to hearing some of this new work and uh, maybe some other stuff as well. Um, but I'm just going to turn it over to you and let you read for the next 15 or 20 or so. And we'll sit back and listen to, how you've been processing these thoughts through your poetry.
Thank you so
So
much. Yeah.
thank you so much, Mildred. I want everyone, wherever you are, to give it up one more time for Mildred Barya. Give it up.
Thank you. Wow, it's so wonderful to hear that. Thank you so much. And thank you for welcoming me and introducing me to my own community. And poetry is really the air that I breathe. The poem I'm going to begin with, I wrote it today. And this is something I've never done. I've never read something that I've just written because my nature is to revise and edit and put it away, read it again, revise. But when I got this poem this morning, I felt like it was ready to be shared. I will let you be the judge of that, but definitely I'm in a risk taking mode. And it's called Breathe. The sky bears no scar of the storm clouds passing through. Teach me, dear sky, not to contract when the blues of my life, like crashing cymbals, batter this body of dust open to the elements. I'm going to read a couple of poems that are from my animal collection, and then I'll read three poems that are from a collection I call the Black Book. And the poems in the Black Book are all new, and a few of the poems from the animal collection. I've never read them to the public, so I'm glad that you happen to be the listeners tonight. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. I'm cutting grass with a sickle in the big yard where I once spent my childhood running. Snakes spit and pee to soften the grass for me. I am not afraid of them. Mother comes out in her pink nightgown and says, "Thank you." "What time is it?" I ask. I'm anxious to get to school. 8 o'clock, she says. I must hurry. Before I can drop the tool, Mother says she'll phone the principal and let him know I'm helping her. She keeps me at home and shows me a new patch to mow. Too frightened to disobey her, I move over and the snakes follow me. Behind bars. This is the beginning of those poems from the Black Book. Behind bars. Mother and I, we keep the door ajar. A box of macaroni in the cabinet next to rooibos tea wrapped in foil. Our breathing is steady throughout the years. When we finally get a call or hear the knock, we will assiduously walk to the door, take father in our arms, welcome him home. For Tamil Rice. This poem just came out in the Blue Mountain Review, and there's an interview I did with Clifford, a wonderful editor. So I am delighted to share this poem with you, and it's a persona poem. For Tamil Rice, you will not grow. I trace your face on things left behind, a coffee machine, a washing machine, wishing they create new sounds. The sound of your toy gun, the sound of your laugh, my greatest gift to have had you. I string together memories like beads to carry me through. I sing names of lives we lose, our fact history repeated over and over, never over. On your birthday, family comes for prayers. Time, they say, heals, erases. I do not want to heal. Trading heartsick fall isn't amnesia a mistake for recovery? Do we ever know when we are dead? Like the black man who has been fighting for justice he doesn't believe in anymore, is now surrounded by dead things, twigs, burnt tires, men, women, and children in tears. As he lifts his numb foot, his mind, already elsewhere, ponders the forward movement, steps on a patch of grass that takes him away from the concrete sidewalk like quicksand. His last words are, "This is not dead." I'll now switch back to my animal poems. Hyena. We pride ourselves on possessing thought. What distinguishes us from the animals? Yet, it's what slows us down. Thoughts trickle through language, ego in the way, sifting and sorting, the mind confused in a tangle of choices. We swallow words at the tip of the tongue, waiting for clarity. To think without them, the art of immediacy. Mind like a spark, the way of the ancient warriors. Like a hyena, the samurai instantly knows what to do in the face of danger or pleasure. Instinctual, tuned in, turned on. While we scroll through piles of expert spreadsheets only to discard them later in distrust and languish in our refined intellectual haze and void. To escape our fragmented hollow selves, we drink strong cocoa, use mushrooms, and other ceremonies that may return us to the hyena state in which we once knew all that we needed to know, our divinity in sound and silence, our wholeness. For what it's worth, we are all gifted in equal measure. Nature plays no favorites in what we perceive. House mouse. After catching a mouse in my trap, I speak to it gently. Hello, mouse. I recognize your suffering. You and I are one. I, too, have fallen prey. The mouse, not buying any of it, pierces its tender, blue-eyed scrutiny straight to my heart through which I claim to speak. Then hear it say, do what you've got to do. The power in that. Sanctum. 3 turkeys have claimed our holy space in the woods, the drum circle. I approach cautiously, each inhale purified by the scent of pines. The first time I came here and sat on one of the polished stones, tired hands and feet found renewed strength, stamping and thumping until I could not tell my heart separate from the drum beat. We speak no other language other than the drums. Isn't it possible that we have at last found what the sages meant when they said, we shall transcend in the communion of our souls, where we linger in silence before a train not far from us rambles across the French Broad River. Music. When cicadas sing, do they know I am listening? That has got to be the shortest poem I've ever written, just 2 lines. And here comes a longer one that's actually inspired after reading the myth of Perseus, who carries the Gorgon head. This is the guy who, with the help of the gods, manages to sever Medusa's head. But because he's aware of the importance of Medusa's head, which had the power to turn anybody who looked at it into stone, he knows that he will need this head. So he takes the most tender care to wrap it and put it in a bag without looking directly at it. And he carries it with him when he gets on his horse, Pegasus, and he puts on his winged sandals that bear him to safety. But on his way, he meets giants who are capable of destroying him. But because he has this Medusa head, he's able to pull it out of the bag and point it towards the giants, and they are all petrified, and he's able to move on to safety. I find that myth very powerful and important in the sense that after killing Medusa, Perseus didn't destroy and bury her and bury the head. The way we think of evil, the way we think of exorcising evil from our hearts, he knew that it had a place and it was going to serve a higher purpose in his story. And so he carried it with him. So this is my tribute to Medusa, and it's called Dear Serpent. Your gaze depowers. To break its hold, we look away. You fascinate your prey, they cannot move. How do we enter to disrupt petrifying force and exit on a white horse in golden light? To stand in between the third space, the eye of a needle intercepting magic, the shield reflecting back horror to its kind. Here is my wish. I want to be friend of the gods, carry evil for the next fight, yet remain pure at heart, no gap in mind, fluid in action like a spark of lightning fire, free but not from immediate attention. I am an artist looking at you. Put that gaze into this work, reverse openly the nature of art, the way a fragile egg hardens when boiled, yet still soft inside. The shimmering. This soft animal purrs to love transcends puppy joy like the sunflower, reaching for light, air, and freedom to become everything that she is and will be. And she runs. The strong muscles of her limbs carry her over the mountains, atop the meadows where the brook sings. And I love her, pure crystal love, liquid gold she brings, liquid joy, liquid pleasure, liquid light. I think I'm left with just 3 poems and then I will end. Again, thank you so much for listening and for welcoming me. Kosinelida. Ladybugs know that they are welcome into my house, bed, and hair. Cute red bodies speckled with black dots, they alert me to their presence when my feet touch the ground, when I turn on the lights, when I run fingers through my hair. I do not see their wings until they are in flight. One is climbing my kitchen sink and skirts the edges with a confidence that astounds me. This is her familiar territory, after all, and I, the stranger. For some reason, she reminds me of my ex. Small head, tiny legs, dragging along a large body in comparison. I could squash it by pressing it between my thumb and index finger. The thought does not startle me. I recognize it in the same manner that a mug of hot coffee has the capacity to scald my lips and tongue. I let it seep out of me and feel rather spacious. I could swallow the beetle. I lean closer, She senses me, retracts her legs inside her body like a turtle. She stops all movement and commands me to be still as well. In the presence of a male, her back opens, lifts and welcomes the sexual juices pumped into her. Then, with an equally roaring appetite, she gives in to another hunger, gorges on aphids and other pests, a fact that endears her to the farmers. This God's little cow easily consumes and kills for immunity. When I surrender my heart to her, I wonder if she prefers walking to flying, as if it matters. My house. To weave risk and beauty in a fragile balance. My house firm and delicate as a spider's home. I wish for myself a house made of spidery webs, each thread mirroring a path I have taken, and others I'm yet to take, each spin leading to a room with many windows to see monarch butterflies and guest wings for my family and friends. I pray that my house will be open and airy, indestructible in its elegance and lightness. I do not wish for permanence, but what's durably suspended in eternal presence, the way pollen grasp bodies of strangers on their walks. The spider at work hangs precariously over a cliff, water trickling beneath as though unaware of the danger, perhaps even inspired by it, invisible to travelers jumping over rocks on their way to the meadows. And now I'll read my last poem, which is, believe it or not, a love poem. And this is meant for my beloved who is listening right now. Thank you so much for welcoming me to this show. The title of this poem is Head Down, Hands Up. Brain damage. A squirrel suspended head down a tree trunk. It somersaults in the air, lands on a branch, scuttling up, down, jumping sideways from tree to tree. I've been told it remembers only 10% of where it hides nuts. How unsmart. Though the same is said of humans' brain capacity. The rest, latent, burns, or is buried with us when we die. At least the squirrel is skilled in gymnastics. When its kind get knocked dead crossing the road, I do not think of it as a careless act, but divine will. Right now, someone somewhere is dying, and the earth itself is unfinished. You, my love, take my hand and stay with me as long as we last. Thank you very much for listening.
Mildred, thank you so much. What a beautiful reading.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. I really appreciate you debuting some new work here at Poetry Open Mic Asheville. It is really good to hear that. I love the hyena poem. I love the drum circle poem. I especially love the love poem. And of course the Tamir Rice poem was really powerful.
Thank you
And
so much.
congratulations on the publication of that.
Thank you.
as well. Yeah, that's it's important work for people to hear these days,
Thank you.
and always. But thank you for sharing that, and I do hope we can get together and do more poetry events in person again when it's safe.
I really
And
would love that. Yeah, I'm missing that in-person connection. But I'm glad
certainly, I
that
know
we are
we all are.
gifted with this, you know. We have resources that still enable us to connect and be in touch. So maybe it's just good to be grateful for what we have.
That is a good point. Good point. Yeah. Well, I'm very grateful for this, and thank you for coming by tonight, Mildred. We have a link here to your website where people can buy your books. Um, and I encourage everyone to buy the books. Mildred has some wonderful books out, and hopefully more coming soon. Um,
Thank you.
but
I hope so too.
certainly, certainly, and yeah, I'll look forward to reading the new ones in print when they come out. But it was so good to hear them here tonight, and I can't thank you enough for sharing. And please take care. Stay safe. Good luck. Are you teaching virtual? You're teaching
Yes.
virtual classes
I
right
have
now, right? Yeah.
3 online classes going on. I just finished one like at 8:30 tonight, and I
Right.
had like 5 minutes and then log on. But
Well,
they're going well. Yeah, they're good. They're good
good.
classes.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Well, thanks for squeezing us in tonight, and I'll be in touch soon. It's great to
Thank
see you,
you.
Mildred. It really
Great
is.
to see you too. It's really been my pleasure. I'm realizing how much I've actually missed this because I haven't been
Right? I
doing this.
know.
And now I'm like, oh, this is awesome.
I know. I
Yeah,
know. Well,
yeah.
please come back anytime. We're here every Wednesday night, and it's open mic, so we encourage everyone to come share.
I
And
will do that. Thank you.
awesome. Well, take care, Mildred. And wherever you are, let's all give it up one more time for Mildred Barya. Make some noise, y'all.
Thank you.
All right, you're tuned in to Poetry Open Mic Asheville, coming at you live, of course, from Asheville, North Carolina, my living room. My name is CALEB BEISSERT. It is a pleasure to be your host tonight and each and every Wednesday night. Many thanks to our sponsor tonight, Sovereign Kava, for keeping this thing going. We encourage you to keep Sovereign Kava going. Support the Kava Bar if you're in Asheville. They are open for cashless to-go orders only. Masks required. I almost said maskless. No, masks are required. And you won't be served without one. So make sure you wear a mask and get the stuff. You can also have it delivered via Kickback Asheville. If you're performing tonight, you get a free double shot from Sovereign Kava as our thank you to you. So anyway, speaking of those performers, let's get some more of these performers on here. I do want to thank everyone tonight for the comments, the likes, the shares. We really appreciate it. All the support helps keep this thing going. And we encourage any other support as well. We do appreciate everything. Let's see. We've got some more comments here from Mildred. Oh, that's me. It was good. Awesome. Very good. They liked it. They liked it. Indeed. Very good stuff, right? Yep. And I encourage you, if you're commenting, give StreamYard the proper permissions if we want you to know, if you want us to know who you are. If not, that's fine too. We still appreciate the comments. Cool. Let's see who we got coming up next. I believe we have Dan Brady next on the mic, and then the wonderful, as always, Kevin Evans is in the house with us tonight. And then we have one of my all-time favorites, Darian Crossley, on the open mic tonight. And then I think we got Dane from San Francisco up after that, and Mark Hudson, and Justin Blackburn coming in later. Maybe Jenny Bates. Anyway, we encourage you all to join in on the open mic. Just follow that StreamYard link, get in the group so we know you're ready to perform here, and we do sign up in the Poetry Open Mic Asheville group on Facebook each and every Monday through Wednesday. So grab yourself a spot in there and join in the open mic from wherever you are. Now that we are live online, we have this wonderful ability to welcome all performers from all over the world. We've had people from London and Morocco and San Francisco in the house, LA, Chicago always, man. So it's good for everyone. Thanks. Appreciate the poetic medicine. And we do welcome all forms of artistic self-expression. So music, comedy, whatever you do, we like to accommodate. Anyway, let's see if we can beam Dan Brady in here. Very good. Dan Brady, y'all know the drill. Make a whole bunch of noise.
Wow.
Dan! Hey! CALEB BEISSERT, nice to meet you. Glad you could join us tonight. I'm glad it worked out.
Well, the thing is, I don't understand technology sometimes.
Hey, neither do I.
It's like, someone else, I host an open mic, and if someone else wasn't behind the scenes doing something, I'd be going, what?
Right. Well, I got to give a big shout out to our technical director, my brother Morgan Beissert. He is behind the scenes, helping everything run smoothly tonight. So
makes it all.
I understand.
Yeah. Wow. So it's good to be here. I'm going to post some. Do I post something in the private chat to get it to people, or I have to be on the Facebook side?
On the Facebook side, you can post in the comments, or if you have a link or something you want to post in the private chat, I can post it on the screen while you're performing. That's fine.
Okay, yeah. Let me just. This is like. So this is my pet project. The people who are saying, "What's he talking about?"
Right. You've been kind of virtually traveling around on open mic tour. Basically, which is something people do, but now there's a whole new opportunity to do it with these live stream events.
Yeah, and the thing is, like a couple of years ago, I tried to set this thing up, and of course, it was really hard to find them. Now it's easier to find them, and so the process is finding one, going there, checking it out, and then writing it up, which is part of the reason why I am here.
I love it. Well, glad you're here, and appreciate the the help spreading the word about this thing.
Let me see if I can do this thing, because I have it's like computer stuff. It's like, well, all you have to do is do this, and according to the instructions.
Right. Sometimes it's
it worked.
Easier said than done.
Okay, it looks like it got in a lot of it. Let me just see.
On the Facebook comment.
No, on the private side, but I didn't get the whole thing. So
I'm not seeing the message.
Maybe there's a limit to the amount I can paste in the text. See, this all this
unless
stuff.
It's a really long link.
No, it's like some text in a link here. So let me just shorten it up and do that. So I'm going to segue from your feature.
Dan, tell us where you're joining us from tonight.
Oh, I am joining you from San Francisco.
Oh, cool.
And, it's been an adventure. It has been an adventure trying to, do this thing. Okay.
Certainly.
I have to paste it into another thing. So here, let me read the poetry first, because otherwise people are going to say, when is this guy going to read?
Yeah, no problem. And we can get the link posted later or something. Morgan will help out with that.
Okay.
And yeah, thank you so much. I love San Francisco. We got some other people, some other good friends in San Francisco. And, so it's good to see San Fran in the house tonight again.
This venue is going to be on the listing very soon. This is part of the process to make sure I can get there.
Right, make sure it's real.
All right, so segueing from the feature, she had such beautiful natural imagery in one of the pieces.
Absolutely.
And so this takes off from a bit of nature and then goes into the political reel, as you'll see.
Right.
It's called
I'm going to turn it over to you, Dan.
Okay. All right.
All right, cheers.
All right, thank you. Okay, boy. I think I should turn the light around differently. All right, so this is called Heather. Heather is a plant, something common enough, but useful, even valued for healing, for cleansing, for refreshing one's living space. Something to be found in the cold wastes of winter, forage that shows itself above the frigid drifts, and so provides a lifeline to those in need. It takes hold in difficult ground, survives fire, thriving in its aftermath. But it is also a name, which, as any name does, affects its human, imbuing them with its qualities, whether the human knows it or not. It is sentimental, for example, white heather being given for bridal luck. So it is in Miss Hyer's case that her name proved itself in her feet when she walked the walk that day, but innocently for all that, she did not see it coming, even at the very last. And when she lay broken, her passion spreading on display, but not in pain, having gone on before such could register, it was because all her life she'd found ways to make a difference for others. And so it was by leaving this world, she continued on in a way she could respect. So that's a poem written in honor of Heather Heyer. This is a poem to the women of the world, and since the feature brought things to mind, I will segue with this. It just shows the depth to which we have fallen. Of course, we don't need to have all that broadcast, but this is a nice poem in its own way. Mother's Day is the name of the poem, sorry. Whose gentle hands reach out to receive the bodies that are brought in? Whose gentle hand bear the simple folded cloth of white? Whose gentle hands then wash the remains softly, sweetly, one last time? A blessing of ablution, and who in silent reminiscence feel a tear trickle now and again because of someone's hair or eyes being familiar, whose gentle hands then wrap the bodies, whose lips murmur, and who in concert bear up a course to then lay it out gently for view, its face set in profound sleep. Women are veterans all. They have been in all the wars, all the battlefields, win, lose, or draw. Upon them are visited those nightmare haunts and aching griefs which settle in and become memories, memoirs, mementos, tokens whose silent display tell all that can be told without speech. What do women mean to do for the dying and the dead? What do they all pray for? How do they carry it all as life goes on and living becomes something else, which becomes anything else besides what it was once upon a time? How do their eyes, searching, see this world after dressing wounds so deep, so red? How do their hands feel that which can no longer give feelings in return? Whose gentle hands, whose sighing wish may well be as nothing is, just as the care they take is when tending their own torn sorrows. Or, in sufferance, how such has at them, no matter how long or far time or their journeys may ever take them. You know? And I don't know what my time is like. Could you let me know that, or? Oh.
10 minutes, so maybe 5 more minutes.
Okay, good. That's what I was looking for. Thank you so much. I hit the clock at the wrong time.
No problem.
All right.
Cheers, enjoying it.
Yeah, thank you. So I write haiku, and I'm going to read a few of those, and then I got a couple of short closers here. This is from Peter Yarrow of Peter, Paul, and Mary. It's a little bit more than a haiku, but it's beautiful. It reads, it's a quote from one of their songs. Death has gagged his accusations. We are not guilty. He was crazy, and it's been going on 10,000 years. The kind of thing you say, I wish I could have written something like that. Sometimes at an open mic, 5 minutes is an eternity. You know, the more you speak the truth, the more you repeat yourself. And where is that other one? Never mind, I'm going to go to a poem. Oh, in the garden. Okay, this goes to gardening. A cleft of clover, single dewdrop gleams. All the sun's circle inside. And so now this is an optimistic poem since we need optimism. It's called Worlds for Carlos Ramirez, a great poet. Local to San Francisco, passed on these 10 years. Oh, my friends, there are worlds, and good ones, beautiful worlds, so wondrous and full of marvels as to make one weep. There are worlds where peace is all there is, and nature is let to run rampant, the verge rank with skies and seas full of life. Animals who see your soul's light with hearts innocent of fear or rage. There are worlds gowned in clouds of delight, graced with rivers of love, where ranges upon ranges of emotional peace rest under the countenance of their moons, glowing in the firmament. Worlds such as songs are made of, epic poems might suit, where painters upon an overlook could gaze at a life's work set before them, where God is happy, life tame, and where we'd all be glad to be, were we there instead of where we are, dazed and confused by our own earthly illusions. Oh, forsake fight and flight, let go of want, our past histories of unending sorrows, poor reasoning, and martial drums. For there are worlds, this poor scribbler asserts, no artist could hope to convey without the proper preparations, a long life of restful enjoyment, a million-year picnic. Then they could provide the semblance of just one such world. So it is, I tell you, this is a magnificent universe, well made, and fit for who but us? Well, or those our kind. It is like the mystical Ganges with its endless beaches, where each glowing sand grain is a full repository of galaxies strung like beads set in a glowing firmament of stardust. So there are worlds, and then there's us, and our longing, our song, so profoundly deep and unending that even this grand universe and all of its works couldn't possibly contain it. So I feel. So I feel. And that's the poem I wrote for Carlos. And I'm going to close with a teeny tiny haiku, maybe just a beautiful one, though, nothing horrific. Time always tells. So don't kiss time. Thank you.
All right. Dan Brady, y'all. Thank you so much, Dan. Appreciate you joining us. Fantastic poetry.
Love
those haikus. For sure. Especially I love the haiku. Sometimes at an open mic, 5 minutes is an eternity. It's particularly relevant.
Been there.
Anyway, that blew by though. Blew right by. So please do come back again and join us and share some more of your poetry. And I'll be in touch soon, and we'll get links posted to the virtual venue listings that Dan's putting together. And that's a great service, because I know a lot of people, now that we're all stuck, some of us are stuck at home with nothing, with nowhere to, certainly no one, there aren't any really poetry readings or live events right now other than these virtual things. So that's a really great resource for people.
And it's interesting to travel around. There's several in Europe that I've gone to: India, Lebanon, Nigeria, and Soweto, South Africa. There's one there now. I mean, it's a slow process, but gradually, I'm finding these things, or people saying, "Hey, Dan, contact this person," which is what math after here is like.
Absolutely.
And
are these
pass the word.
These are English speaking events, all of them, or some are in other languages?
I think most all of them are, but most of them they do English / others, because they say, well, cool. If someone comes in, they speak a different language, that's fine.
Sure, yeah.
So the music of the word is there, like a friend of mine, La Palabra Musical. So then you never know who's in there, who speaks what languages. It's amazing. The place that I hosted, we've had Mongolian and French, and Arabic, and a few others. I mean, in the last few weeks, because we're virtual and people just show. So
right,
it's a beautiful thing, and you get to go out and meet a whole bunch of new people. So more power to you in this.
Especially with, thank you, and especially with poetry. I just enjoy hearing the music of the language sometimes. So it doesn't even matter if I understand the words, but that's a fantastic service, and I think I'll have to go check out some of those open mics on that list as well, because that's a really cool thing.
Right now, there's a few people helping out, so it's getting there. It's moving along.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming by, and please do come and join us again.
All right.
And everyone, give it up one more time for Dan Brady, live from San Francisco tonight. Thank you, Dan. All right. And, of course, you're tuned in to Poetry Open Mic Asheville, live from Asheville, North Carolina. We appreciate you joining us from wherever you are in the world. Oh, yeah, that was good. Very good. Appreciate all the likes, comments, and shares. Thank you to Sovereign Kava, our sponsor tonight, for everything they do for us. And many thanks again to our feature poet tonight, Mildred Barya. We have a different feature performer every Wednesday here on the mic, so tune in. We got another awesome feature coming at you next Wednesday. And many thanks to everyone. We're going to keep it rolling along, though, because we still got a lot of very incredible, powerful performers to get to tonight. And I believe we have one of our open mic favorites, Kevin Evans, is in the house joining us here in Asheville, North Carolina. Let's see if we can beam Kevin in. Y'all know the drill. Make a whole bunch of noise for Kevin Evans. Kevin, what's up? Good to see you, Kevin. Do we have audio on Kevin? I can't hear Kevin. Morgan, can you hear Kevin? Thumbs up. Can everyone else hear Kevin? No, thumbs down. Oh, no. Kevin, we can't hear you. You got your mic turned on or your whatever? I think we're having some technical issues with Kevin here at the moment. We got our technical director, Morgan Beisser, on it. There we go. Kevin, I think I can hear you. Oh, Kevin's... Okay, we're having an issue there with Kevin, but we're going to get Kevin worked out and get him back on here in just a minute. We'll go to our next performer, though. We got a bunch more awesome performers in the house tonight. And we'll make sure Kevin's audio is working there and get Kevin back in. Hold on. Do we have Kevin? Hold on. Kevin.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Y'all can hear me?
Okay.
Excellent. We got you. Sorry, small technical glitch there, but we got everything working now. How are you doing tonight, Kevin?
I'm doing good.
Good,
Yeah.
man. It's good to see you. What you been up to?
Nothing too much. I've felt like I've been lazy past couple of days at least, but we'll see.
Hey, that's all right. Sometimes it's good to be a little lazy. But,
Yeah.
you know. Anyway, you've been writing some stuff?
A little bit. I got a poem. I think I wrote it like a week ago though, but I got a new poem and a couple of older poems, some winter 2020 poems and some like '08 poems. Just a little bit here and there.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Well, we love to hear it. And
Yeah, thanks.
hey, I'm gonna turn it over to you. And we got 10 minutes of powerful poetry from Kevin Evans coming at you. Y'all know what to do. Jump up and down and make a whole bunch of noise for Kevin Evans.
Cheers. Alrighty. Okay, there we are. I think we're good. Looks like we've been having some issues here. All right, so I'm watching this in two different places, and I see that mine is stunted here. But if this is still going, I'll just keep talking because I'm watching this on the computer and through my phone. All right, well, we'll just trust that it's working because my phone indicates otherwise. This piece is called Summer Wasp How. Um, it is from August 11th, 2020. Lust wagon, dragging through tunnels of acid, breathing, chiefing dragons. The path of certain pathogens, smacking my internal fences with freezer burnt nitrogen, sprinkling them into salt and pepper ashes. Never the bastard he claimed and wanted to be secretly, strangely. Play the same strange beat occasionally in your sleep from your chest cave of cadenced canopied symphony led by djembe, jambalaya in the Jim Crow thin grave, paved in water, 6 feet above the concrete. Lush dragon bagging me, stabbing me with strawberry peach defeat, mango, pineapple, watermelon, and cherry. And you still carry the heavy receipt. And it sounds like protection. Latex plus shooting range, dreams and brains and fish, tank shattering, leaking everything for hungry fat sewer rat with the super stash, though he posed as hold popper in rags leaky Satan's daughter, martyr for which scoundrel they called out and asked in droves. Yet no one knows, but the stove always goes hot. Lust, infatuation, and they found it first in the mud, buzzed, budged by much, yet moved by very little. Where does your newly nature decorated hand carry you? In the strangest places, thought to be occupied by no wasp or man. Okay. And so now I'm going to read some 2008 poems. It's very strange. I can't hear the audio. It's so weird. This piece is from May 12th, 2008. It's called Trunk. I'm done, and I wonder what's in the trunk. You think you got it, but before you caught it, you had already lost it in the city limits of Austin. But you got ran out by bad bloodhound shouts. Done, and you wonder what's in the trunk. Pulled over for being on that sun. Beaming bright and bending and sighted, befriending magic and a natural high science. What is mystifying from the vile? What is vilifying my smile? It must be a smoky anchor below. In the grimy sea it glows, under all shadows. I'm done, and I wonder what of tomorrow. And this one's also from May 12th, 2008. It's entitled To Its Knees. Lord, skylark, these waters I shed for thee. A tree is pardoning my trespasses and shortcoming. I dread my laughter, wondering what will interrupt its gentle, youthful, playful jingle. And to what degree, how lethal. But we don't have time to worry. Such hurdles our life's rotations won't allow us to avoid. Tomorrow I send a letter that is a wave to you in your soughing, sobbing voice. Lord Skylark, these waters I shed for thee. In mountain, in sea. Sometimes I can't mind, stomach, and heart these waters I shed for thee. You don't know my kind of love yet, as it falls to its knees. All right, and let's see what we have here. So, yeah, we just got a couple of pieces here. Deconstructed tree stump is what this one is called. Is from February 20th, 2020. I know you drift wood into the harbor, as if you weren't sent here by the stars. Used to love harvesting for purring pearls, but now I don't even bother. The rest of me is torture when it's feeling good, lost and perfectly treated in pasteurized sun fire directly out of the fryer. And today, it's going to taste so good, even under the pale, milking, soaking sky. Oh, lollipop, lemon dropped in licorice. The hell you try, but you can't get into this. You still possess core of infant, pre-bandaged before exposed to earth wounds, pre-bandaged for the damage, incubated in womb juice. I know you driftwood, for you are the one that made it through. Wavy headlights twisting into the stumps, and the wildlife stung and stunned. Alright, so this one's from February 26, 2020. It's untitled. I wish to weave late spring bird song with you, though the winter yet holds its clamoring clutch, melting in the stammering wind and mud that mess our mouths. Months and months I've waited, expecting your wedge, red, short-handed confirmation letter. Cardinal at the holy mail post at the beginning of the road that leads to the oldest cathedral. And in the spring and summer, the sidelines covered with nothing but every persuasion of rose. This boat won't fly and glide in the trade winds, nor will it stage coach upon these grounds dusty and bucky. Wee hour nights like these, I wish to learn the hard way such mating calls of banshees. All right, I got one more. Thank y'all very much. It's weird once again that I can't hear it, but apparently y'all can hear it. So I'll just keep going. This one is from February 25th, 2020, and it's called Grounded Firmament, Ferment, Vermin. Any one of our life's containers at any given time may be infested with moths, butterflies, hummingbirds, stink bugs, ladybugs, roaches, and mice, plus etc. at any time. Africanized honeybees, American ticks, piranha killerfish, tadpoles, bald eagles, baby copperheads, ant farms where they plant natural cherry bombs and fires that turn into Martian topsoil under blinding Venetian lights. Hold still. Feed and kill these creatures with silence. Oftentimes, in attempts to do so, we choose fire water. We choose things that scratch the earth's mantle. We choose vandals who deface the cave walls. We poison these creatures, therefore toxifying ourselves. Veils of virgins and rapists, escapists of fate flipped and twisted as cap of mason jar. Contents nearly untapped. Yeah, I think that's it for me. I appreciate it. Yeah, I guess I'll just. Hey,
Thank you,
I hear you.
Kevin.
I hear you. I
You can
can't
hear
see
me?
you.
Oh, good. Oh, now
Yeah, I
you
can't see
me.
you though.
All
No, I
right.
can't see you though. I'm just looking at me like frozen at 1 hour and 7 minutes and 13 seconds. Like,
Well, I'm glad
but I
it's
hear
still
you though. That's
working.
cool.
We get some technical issues here now and then, but it's all right. We're working it out, and hey, we heard the poetry, and that's what matters.
That's
And
what's up.
yeah, thank you for that, Kevin. Man, it's always good to see you. And
Yeah, thank you.
yeah, absolutely. I love those poems, man. Those were all really fantastic.
Yeah, well, it probably didn't help that my phone, while I was watching Mildred, at one point it slammed down and it's already got all kinds of cracks in it. So who
Uh
knows if it's a thing with my phone too, that why you guys can hear me but I can't hear myself
oh no.
or
Sounds
see.
like you
I
might
don't
have to
know.
get that checked out, man. Sorry about your phone, but
Yeah, it's
well,
all good.
glad
It's
you could be here. Glad you got to see Mildred. Yeah, Kevin and I are both good friends with Mildred, and it's really good to be able to get together and do this, even though it's virtual. We're still there's
yeah,
still a sense of togetherness and community. So
yeah, for sure.
absolutely. Well, I appreciate
Well,
Kevin, and I look
thank
forward
you,
to
man.
when we can get together again in person. And I hope you can make it back and do some more poetry with us next week. It's always
No
good to hear
doubt.
from you.
All right, man. Yeah, good night. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Have a good one, Kevin. Peace. All right. Hey, y'all know the drill. Give it up one more time. Make a whole bunch of noise for Kevin Evans. That's right. Anyway, thank you. Thank you for that. You're tuned in to Poetry Open Mic Asheville. Coming at you live from Asheville, North Carolina. My name's Caleb Beissert. It's a pleasure to be your host tonight here and each and every Wednesday night. Yes, indeed. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, we'll keep it going as long as we can for sure. And we definitely appreciate your support. And we appreciate the likes, comments, and shares. Of course, we're live on the Sovereign Kava page on Facebook and in the Poetry Open Mic Asheville Facebook group where you can sign up every week to be on the open mic. And you can also tune in and share your performance from the Sovereign Kava channel on YouTube where we're live also. So shout out to all our viewers tonight and shout out to our friends working down at the bar. Thank you. everyone at Sovereign Kava, big shout out to our friends there. Y'all stop by, get some kava. Of course, if you're performing tonight, you do get a free double shot of kava. So pick it up. Masks are required. Cashless to go orders only. We're gonna keep it moving tonight because we still have some amazing performers to get to. And of course, I am really excited about our next performer. We got Darian Crossley in the house with us, and she's she's been a friend of this open mic for a long time now. Like Kevin, Darian's been with us since the old Eagle Street days. It's always good to hear from her. She's an incredible all-around artist, musician, visual artist, writer, all sorts of things. And she's part of our events and entertainment team at the Kava Bar, and does great work, and we're happy to have her, and we're very happy to have her on the show tonight. So y'all know the drill. Wherever you're at, jump up and down, do a little dance, and make a whole bunch of noise for Darian Crossley. Darian, what's up?
Hi. Hey, how are you doing? How is everybody, I guess?
I'm so good. I'm doing virtual open mic.
Oh man, virtual
we found
open
a way
mic
to still get together, right?
Yeah, you have. Oh, and it looks so wonderful. This has been such a pleasure. Mildred and Dan and Kevin, their poetry. It has just been so nice to have some poetry coming at me in my living room, during all of this nonsense happening all around us. So thank you so much.
Indeed. It's good for the spirit,
It is. It's important.
Trying to spread a little love in these dark times.
You do it. It's lovely. So
well, thank you.
Cool.
I'm glad that you could be here tonight. I understand you have some poetry to share with us.
Yeah, tonight. I figured it. I'm gonna dip my toes in the water, maybe play some music one day. But right now, I'm actually I'm going to be reading on behalf of Keegan. He has some poetry that I suppose it's prose. I don't really know what, I think it's poetic. But
we don't have to label it, right?
Yeah, who needs labels? So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and read a piece, one of his pieces for you guys tonight.
Excellent. Yay, Keegan. Cool.
Great.
Well, I'm gonna turn it over to you. Thank you so much, Darian.
Sounds
Y'all
good.
give it up for
Thank
Darian.
You. All right. So this is a piece of writing by my boyfriend. His name is Keegan. So it's called Dreamatics by Keegan St. Christian. My rifle jams in those dreams. There, I can tell acid is the real fluff by its metallic taste. I can't say it's entirely enjoyable. In dreams, when I was young, holes manifested across solid colors where I wasn't looking. For some years now, the environments of my dreams have been concrete and densely inhabited. In my sunless dreams, all other people are constructed with layers of smooth and rigid bone 1 centimeter beneath the skin. Behind this consistent inner frame exist the masses of their nervous systems, along with their organs and blood. My knives are brittle in this dream, and my hands drop them into gutters or on the ground out of reach. My knives and weapons take any chance to escape to beyond my control. I pull my knife too early and catch stab wounds that hem my guts or scrape between my ribs or pin my face to the tough segments of my face muscles where they connect to my face bones, or pierce my spine and stretch the plastic connectors off askew, like pulling apart a bottle cap fitting with a key. It happens often enough that I understand that it's not even ironic. A similar feeling is to be drowning on the floor next to the bed I used to sleep in, dying for a fix. These dreams became dimmer after relapse. I no longer have them. I plan to indulge in the graduated fulfillment of my most hated villain archetype from those dreams. I am already becoming my ideal fear and murderer. Early steps in this progression were organic: pallor and dishevelment from lack of sleep, loss of emotional articulation from isolation. But my greatest transformations yet have been in conscious thoughts and actions. Eventually, I hope to create a repository of waking experience with spontaneous violence so that I can act decisively and terribly in dreams. Several of my teeth have become loose. All right, so that was Dream Addicts by Keegan St. Christian. And then I wanted to share, it's sort of thematically some spooky poetry and writing. I found this beautiful piece about haunted houses that I think, you know, I also want to read because I get to read things into this camera. So here we go. What happens to a house when it is left alone? It becomes worn and aged. Its paint peels. Its foundation begins to sink. It goes for too long unlived in. What does it think of? What does it dream? How does it look on those creatures who built it, brought it into existence only to abandon it when its usefulness no longer satisfies them? It may haunt itself, investing ghosts to walk its floors, making friends with its shadow puppets, laughing and whispering to itself at the end of some quiet cul-de-sac. It may grow angry. Its basement may fill with churning acid like an empty stomach, and its gorge may rise as it asks itself through clenched teeth, what did I do wrong? It may grow bitter. It may grow hungry. So hungry and so bitter that its scruples dissolve and its doors unlock themselves. Okay, thank you. That's all I have for tonight. It's a joy and a pleasure, as always, to be here. So,
Yeah!
yay! I did
Darian,
it.
thank you. That was
Hell yeah.
fantastic.
Awesome. Well, you know, I was so nervous. I was so nervous to do this.
I know it's
really
weird.
weird.
Just reading into a camera live. It's taking some
real.
getting used to for me.
I have done terribly at many an open mic, but somehow like hearing the bad vibes of an audience is so much more comforting than like the all-seeing eye of a little camera. But you know, baby steps.
Right.
So maybe I'll be back. I love it, and I'm so proud of this open mic, and so thankful for you, Caleb. So
thank you. I'm really thankful for you, Darian, and I really hope you do come back. You're fantastic. And yeah, please come back and share more. Loved the poems. Thank you to Keegan for those poems. Those were great. Yeah, and I love the spooky one too.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going away.
All right. Have a great night, Darian.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Everyone give it up again for Darian Crossley. Yes, indeed. Oh, that was so good. Thank you, Darian. Man, it's been a great night so far. Thank you so much to our feature poet, Mildred Barya, also, whose work you can find at mildredbarya.com. And thank you to all of our performers tonight. Everyone's been great, and we still got some more amazing performers coming at you. So I encourage everyone to stay tuned. And keep checking us out. We're here each and every Wednesday night, live streaming into the ether. And we're glad there's some souls out there tuning in and hanging out with us virtually in this realm. So thank you, and big shout out to the Kava peeps for sure. Okay, all right. Before this dies, let's see if we can beam in Dane all the way from San Francisco tonight. It's always good to see Dane in the house. Y'all know the drill. Make a whole bunch of noise for Dane. Give it up. All right, Dane.
Good to see you.
Hey.
How's it going? Good.
Hey, it's going all right, man. You know, hanging in there. How are you doing? How's the lockdown in San Francisco? You still hanging in there?
Yeah, I have to tell you, I have a long poem that resulted from my first trip going outside to have a meal outside, you know. And so yeah, so it's good, and the place was full of life and people wearing their mask and
Great.
all kinds of good stuff like that. So
Good.
So, yeah.
Good. Well, new shit, and that's always good. I love a long poem too, and so I'm happy for you to share it with us.
All right.
And I'll go ahead and turn things over to you. Thank you so much, Dane. Everyone, give it up.
All right. It's called the Embarcadero. Embarcadero means the place to embark. Clear blue psalm, warm summer, first time. High dive opens at 11:30 for patio seating. Waiting, thinking, I'm hungry, I want to eat now. I'm walking down the Embarcadero, heading north, seeing all the people in their masks. This is ghosts. I'm haunting now for you because you can't. Heading to Pier 23, seeing the ferry building, recall how you never liked to sit outside when eating out. Can't do otherwise in many places now. I see Klaus Oldenburg's giant arrows stabbing the earth. Gray Bay Bridge against fluffy kayakers and speedboats, seagulls and seagulls on green Jello Bay. It's beautiful sailboat. Beautiful missing. Breakfast is my favorite meal of the day. Seagulls, single seagull, lonely floats. I sob and sob, walking behind my disguise, COVID mask and sunglasses. No one gets wise. High tide is in or coming. I see people fishing with their rods. Skateboarder rolls by. People with sticks prepare for some class. Woman walks by, exercising, sweat, shiny, knit top and tits. Dogs on the grass, picnic blankets spread out, people in twos and threes, and then just me. I give $5 to the street musician, sax player. There's a building boom going on, Manhattanizing. They used to fight it, but that collapsed. Entropy wins, steel, glass, victory for cash. Too late. The remnants of piers poke up above water, not yet fallen into the bay. If you leave the seawall, we'll tumble too, if you leave it. The way the bay loves it. Line of geese, fly east to west. Live Embarcadero alive. Dads and daughters on bikes, jogging with dogs, small bikes with training wheels, faded brick sign on the brick building, YMCA rooms, bikes, jogging and bikes. I pass the farmer's market, buy avocados, give a fin to a white-haired, bearded man in a wheelchair. Shirtless man rolls by, singing, beatbox booming loud from inside granny-style grocery shopping cart. Honey, I'm dying for your love. Zoom of motorboats zooming, prop planes propelling, banner ads above, the song of seagulls, chorus of motorcycles, Embarcadero living. I arrive at Pier 23. They open for lunch at noon. That's in 20. I'm waiting and thinking, I get to do this walk for the first time. One of the many things I get to do for the first time. I get to sit outside, something you hated. You didn't want the interference of the street noise, smells, the breeze, the hot, the cold, the blustery, breezy, chilling you, and you not having the right clothes ever, weather no matter. You wanted no interference with your zen of your 2 vodka martinis shaken with a lemon twist. I liked that negotiation. It gave me purpose. Now I don't have to do that anymore. I can just gulp and go do. A little sweat rolls down the back of my neck near a big yellow umbrella at the front door of Pier 23. A woman in a white straw fedora, sleeveless black top, maroon Pier 1 import simple skirt with 3 rows of tacking, invites me through mask and sunglasses to come shade sharing while we wait. We talk about her hat. The hostess makes a mistakes us for couple. I miss breakfast, lunch it is then. I sit in the partial shade of a lime tree in a terracotta pot from Mexico. So far, so good. I'm filled with questions, looking about. What's this? What's that? What's the name of the checked pattern on the plastic tablecloth blue? See the duet of two tops with red chairs next to the rail. I think I will pull this first time off without incident. Buddha and some unknown to me deity, decorative garden gnomes, stand silent, guarding at the base of the tree pot. I thought they were joining for lunch. Fish and chips, malt vinegar, and a shot of Zikaru mezcal. Shots for them? I guess not. There was controversy as to exactly who Buddha's guard mate is. Some said Shiva, some said Kuan Yi, and others still Krishna. Watch it be, visit the flowers in a tree pot. My waitress has black and teal hair that is fading to green. A sea lion pops up from the jello below. The woman in the white fedora sits next to the white rail. She reminds me of you. She has 2 drinks, Crantinis on the rocks, and she boxed most of her shrimp salad to go, just like you used to do. The thought fleeted to leave a card in case sometimes she might like company for a meal, might like to do something other than eat alone. But I just sat there, feeling the air, finished my mezcal, my morning, the lump forming. The shot hit me with a slight stumbly stagger starting as I left. Just afternoon sunlight seemed oddly blinding. Wisteria now filling the bay breeze. The goddess seemed to have disappeared, and now Buddha was magically animated, alive, dancing and laughing and shouting. Everything starting comes to an end. The ending is the place to begin. I feel someone's warm embrace hugging me forward, forcing me outside the place and onto a rainbow path, a rainbow bridge over the traffic below. Now the mystery is revealed. It is Kuan Yin leading me onto the west side of the Embarcadero in the shade. Onward Napanthe home I travel. I cross Green Street going south against the light. To a fellow scofflaw I joke, oh my, we are criminals breaking the law. He half laughs with his unmasked face. Free elections, free and fair elections for Belarus. Protest is in full flare, cars honking and shouting. It's a riot of life all around me. Finally, past the Boulevard restaurant, one of the places we thought of going but didn't. Long on the list of things we didn't and now never will. I giggle a little, knowing the place only stands today because the owner bought off firefighters in 1906 with booze. So they didn't have to dynamite it to save the city from fire. Alone, back home, I'm done crying today. The Embarcadero is alive, and so am I, because tomorrow is beginning anew. Thank you. Thanks very much.
Indeed. Thank you, Dane.
You're welcome. Glad to be here. Glad to be part of it. Thank you.
Absolutely. That was what a poem. What a poem, man.
I'm hoping that this is a start of something called The Streets of San Francisco. And I'll get a few other poems about San Francisco and some of the things that, that sort of vibrates with who I am and where I'm going and what these things are. So it's all starting anew. Yeah.
I dig it. Well, it's a great perspective and great poetry. Thank you so much, Dane. I wish you the best, and may we all start anew. And thank you. I hope you can make it back next time.
Yeah. I'll have more for you. I will.
Sounds great. Too. Excellent. We look forward to it. Thank you so much, Dane. Dane from San Francisco. Everyone give it up. All right, and this is Poetry Open Mic Asheville coming at you live from Asheville, North Carolina. Many thanks to everyone tuning in tonight. It's great to be with you. My name's CALEB BEISSERT. Yes, indeed. A few comments for Dane there. Very good. Very good. Thank you, Dane. And thank you to everyone wherever you are. We appreciate all the likes, comments, and shares. We're going to keep it rolling along here because we still got some amazing performers coming at you. Mark Hudson's up next on the mic. And then I think we got Justin Blackburn, maybe Emilio, maybe some others. There's a spot or two left if anyone wants one. We're looking good on time tonight. So follow that StreamYard link and enter the broadcast studio so I know you are ready to perform. And we'll get you on as soon as possible. But again, thanks so much for tuning in to Poetry Open Mic tonight. And let's beam in Mark Hudson here through the airwaves. Mark! Let's see if we can summon Mark. You know what you gotta do. Jump up and down. Do a little dance. Make a little love. And put your hands together for the one and only Mark Hudson. Give it up, y'all.
I think
Mark!
the next words were "get down tonight," right?
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. That's the. You know it. We getting down. We
What's
are
up,
getting down. For sure. It's good to see you, dude. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing okay. I got a new lamp, and so I'm gonna fuck with the lighting a little bit.
I dig it.
Yeah, I got some Shakespeare, got some character haikus. So
you know I love it.
Yeah, man.
Well, looks good, sounds good, and hey, I'm gonna turn it over to you.
Thank you, sir.
But thank you, Mark, for being here. Mark's one of these awesome regulars at our open mic here in Asheville, and we're glad to be beaming out to the whole world now. So, whole world, give it up for Mark Hudson. Make some noise.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in wherever you are. I'm going to get started with a little Shakespeare, but I got a character on it, all right? To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing in them, to die, to sleep perchance, to dream no more, and by a sleep to say we end the heartache and the thousand natural shocks that flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished, to die, to sleep. There's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come, when we have shuffled off this mortal coil, must give us pause. There's the respect that makes calamity of so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time, the oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely, the pangs of despised love, the law's delay, the insolence of office, and the spurns that patient merit of the unworthy takes, when he himself might his quietus make with a bare bodkin? Who would fardels bear to grunt and sweat under a weary life, but let the dread of something after death, the undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveller returns, puzzles the will, and makes us rather bear those ills we have than fly to others that we know not of? Thus conscience does make us cowards of us all, and thus the native hue of resolution is sicklied o'er with the pale cast of thought, and enterprises of great pith and moment with disregard their currents turn awry, and lose the name of action. Haha. All right. Next up, I've got a few haikus, but this is a guy that's super amped for football season, but just doesn't know what he's going to do. Football season now. Fuck the coronavirus. I hope it's still good. Players opting out. Players taking many knees. Gonna be real weird. I need manly sports. Dudes smashing dudes in their mouths. Dudes juggling big balls. I got my big beer. I got my large dominoes. Same, but different. Now I've got some palindromes for you guys. These, most of the time, make 0 sense. So, yeah, just a little more nonsense for you. Damn, Pat, Bob, tap, mad. Pam spat on Hannah. No taps map. Vroom, doom, noon, mood, morve. Zoom, zoom, moose, moose. Did Roz live? Evil, sordid. Weenus pat nap. Pan, tap, sinew. Table tap. Pat L bat. Burger bun time. Emit, nub, regrub. Here's some more character haikus. This is from Elmo.
Elmo loves you, yeah. Today is brought to you by the letter F. Yeah. F is for fucker. Or it could stand for friendship. Fucker or friendship. Friends can be fuckers. They could be motherfuckers. Good friends admit it.
And here are a few poems from the late, great Carl Sandburg. This first one's called Jazz Fantasia. Drum on your drums, batter on your banjos, sob on the long, cool, winding saxophones. Go to it, old jazzman. Sling your knuckles on the bottoms of the happy tin pans, let your trombones ooze, and go hush-a-hush, hush with the slippery sandpaper. Moan like an autumn wind high in the lonesome treetops. Moan soft like you wanted somebody terrible. Cry like a racing car slipping away from a motorcycle cop. Bang, bang, you jazzmen. Bang all together. Drums, traps, banjos, horns, tin cans. Make two people fight on the top of a stairway and scratch each other's eyes in a clench, tumbling down the stairs. Can the rough stuff? Now a Mississippi steamboat pushes up the night river with a hoo, 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 hoo. And the green lanterns calling to the high, soft stars. A red moon rides on the humps of the low river hills. Go to it, old jazzman. And then this one is called Death Snips Proud Men. Death is stronger than all the governments because the governments are men and men die and then death laughs. Now you see him, now you don't. Death is stronger than all proud men, and so death snips proud men on the nose, throws a pair of dice and says, read 'em and weep. Death sends a radiogram every day. Radiogram. This poem is old. Death sends a radiogram every day. When I want you, I'll drop in. And then one day he comes with a master key and lets himself in and says, we'll go now. Death is a nurse mother with big arms. 'Twon't hurt you at all. It's your time now. You just need a long sleep, child. What have you had? What have you had anyhow better than sleep? radiogram. Oh, the old radiogram. Oh yes, that's a very popular technology these days. Oh boy. Okay, and I'm going to end how I began with Hamlet again, but I'm going to do it in a different character, okay? To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against the sea of troubles and by opposing in them, to die, to sleep, no more, and by sleep to say we end. The heartache and the thousand natural shocks that flesh is heir to, 'tis a consummation to valley to be wished, to die, to sleep or chance to dream. Hey, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death wood, dreams may come. When we have shuffled off this mortal coil, must give us pause. There's the respect that makes calamity a so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time? The oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely. The pangs of despised love, laws delay, the insolence of office, and the spurns of patient merit of the unworthy takes, when he himself might his quietest make with the bare bodkin. Who would furrows bear to grunt and sweat under a weary life, but that the dread of something after death, the undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveler returns, puzzles the will, and makes us rather bear those ills we have, than fly to others that we know not of. Thus conscience does make cowards of us all, and thus the native hue of resolution is sicklied o'er with the pale cast of thought. And enterprises of great pith and moment with disregard their currents turn awry and lose the name of action. That's all I'm going to do this evening. Thank you so much to CALEB BEISSERT and Sovereign Kava and all my Kava bar homies. I really appreciate everything that's going on in this this time that we are forced to adapt to. So I really appreciate you guys watching and tuning in. And if you guys are in Asheville, make sure to swing by the good old Kava bar and treat them right. Treat them right. Throw them a little extra. Anyways, thank you guys. Hope you have a great night. Wash your hands and wear your masks.
Yes, indeed. Truer words. Truer words. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you,
Thank
Caleb.
you so much for that. Good to see you.
You too,
Good
man.
to see
Appreciate
you.
it.
Yeah,
Keep
you
them
know
up.
I love the character haikus, and gotta love the old bard too.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, thanks so much for doing it, Mark. It's good to see you. I hope you can make it back next time and share some more of that good poetry with us.
Yeah, brother. I appreciate you. Have a good night. All right. Peace and love.
Absolutely. Peace and love, Mark. Everyone give it up one more time for Mark Hudson. Yes, indeed, that's Mark, and you're tuned in to Poetry Open Mic Asheville, coming at you live from Asheville, North Carolina. Yes, indeed, some comments there for Mark. Good times. It's been a great night so far, and we still got a couple more performers, I think. Very good. Cool. Excellent. Yes, indeed. We do have, I am told we have Emilio Maldonado joining us, here in just a little bit. I don't think Blackburn's going to make it tonight, but we do have, Elaine Hill is, also, joining us tonight for the first time on the open mic. We love new folks, and, it's always good to see everyone here on the virtual open mic live stream. I want to remind you that we do this each and every Wednesday night, and you can find out more info about it and reserve a spot in the Poetry Open Mic Asheville group on Facebook. There Monday through Wednesday, and we also want to thank our Kava sovereign sponsor. We want to thank our sponsor, Sovereign Kava. tonight for all they do, keeping this open mic running here. And many thanks to our technical director, Morgan Beissert, for all of his technical help tonight, making sure things run smoothly. I know this is new territory for a lot of people, and it is for us too. So we're navigating it and figuring it out a way we can all still get together when we are not able to do the in-person events. So it's good to get together with all these poets and wonderful performers of all kinds online here. So anyway, thanks to Kava for our theme music tonight, and thanks again to our feature poet tonight, Mildred Barya, who you can find at mildredbarya.com, and check us out next week. We'll have another great feature for you. But first, we got a few more performers for you tonight, so let's go ahead and see if we can beam in Elaine here. Keep in mind, performance spaces are 10 minutes, so just keep it under 10. We welcome all forms of artistic self-expression, so do what you do. And then we should have Emilio after that, and I'll be back to close things out with some poems for you at the end of the night. But thanks for tuning in, and wherever you're at, jump up and down and make a whole bunch of noise for Elaine Hill. Give it up.
Hey.
Hey, Elaine.
Hi.
Hey, great to see you. Nice to meet you. Thanks for being here.
Nice to meet you. I've met you in person a few times, but Asheville's hometown where my family is. So, but I haven't, I don't live there. So I come in. I've seen y'all in person.
That's right. Yeah, you've been there. Yeah, it's good to see you again.
Yeah, I love y'all. I love the space. I love the vibe of it. So I'm jumping in for a minute.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you doing that. Absolutely.
Yeah, no worries.
And so where are you now? Where are you joining us from tonight?
Well, I'm just up the road. I'm over in Charlotte area at this point.
Oh, great. Cool.
So it's not
cool.
Too
I grew
big
up
of a
in
drive.
Charlotte.
Did you? See, we switched.
Yeah, I know, right?
I love that.
That's cool.
So, yeah.
Well,
so
great.
I got some poems. I tend to just dive in and go. And y'all gonna feel some things. So,
hey, I'm good with that.
If you don't mind, we'll just jump into it.
Absolutely. So, I'll turn it over to you. Everyone give it up again for Elaine Hill.
If my computer will work. Okay. Everything I learned in school seems to be all that's left of my mind. Because what happens when you graduate from your life? What happens at the end of the podium when the ones who have taught you shake your hand and send you on your way without a speech, without even a warning that school is ending, no bells are ringing? I guess I really believed wedding bells had more permanence than an 18-year degree. I wish this education had been free, or I had invested a little less than everything. Suddenly, I'm back to the first day, get carried away, yellow school bus tests and block schedules that ring in circumferences of alcohol and coffee shops, and wandering, what year is it anyway? Math class first. See, time has exploded into fractions of family. Am I one half of a whole or a whole minus one? I've been a theoretical math person, but this house is dividing in solid space. And am I not supposed to be a quotient, or my heart some sort of potion that prevents the whole thing from factoring into quadratics? Where is the remainder? The constant multiplied by x to balance this equation. Is not the heart a soft thing? Not linear or even multidimensional? After I've done my times tables around and around this relationship, trying to understand the multiplication of misunderstandings, not to mention decimals holding empty space where value could be. If you divide by 0, the answer is undefined. I know what that feels like now. The weight of empty with heart racing, cylinders pumping, speedway, can't breathe. The body has yet to move because steel beams and cages lock in. Is a family a prison or a death sentence? If family is a prison, then we are given a life sentence, and a death sentence, well, begins with till death do we part. Now we are in an English class, playing with opposites and adjectives like life and death are all a game, just a theory presented in class for consideration or rejection, schooling each one on complete sentences in past tense when I'm arguing for the present isn't a subject to a predicate? Doesn't the I in this sentence need some action verb, something to define the she diagrammed in this line? Is this even a complete thought? Does this have the makings of a story? What is the ending? Are we ready to label denouement, or has the storyline even reached its climax? I'm so over the drama. I'd rather read Shakespeare, try to speak some old English since it makes more sense than this gibberish, the glottal stops that aren't even found in this language, the poetry lacking complete sentences, the sentences unfinished, death of a life sentence multiplying this year, this degree of permanence reaching the end of a podium. I didn't know the fall was so long in coming. Thought I'd graduate with honors in the spring if I graduated at all. Can I cuss here? I don't know. Dang it, actually didn't know graduation was a thing with this wedding ring degree. So how y'all doing? That was that. Hope y'all's what is this that we're doing right now? What do we call it? Being locked in our own homes. It's going well. Maybe better than mine. Here we go. I'm going to tell a story. This one is called Hermanas. We are all born through the same fluid, stitched into being. Women, hermanas, sisters, family, like crystal goblets behind barbed wire under Martha Stewart place settings, hiding. We don't talk about these things. Our lives a closed book no one wants to pick up and reread, afraid it might still bleed. If you don't have something nice to say, don't say it. I feel the choke of chain link my neck as a teen, my mouth a closed factory top. The wounds inside don't exist if you don't admit to them. Nice girl means don't say what you see. You might upset somebody. What I heard and saw and held bled me. I've been a nice girl in a mean world, and I've only got scars to prove it. Mi hermana lived in Mexico with a man who weaved shadows into her body like he was the cloud that blocked the sun on those city streets. We had not heard when we were visiting family. It was loud on New Year's Eve in Matamoros, the house a bustle of friends to cook the feast. Corn husks sunk into my palm with soft masa paste, back of spoon, spread, add meat, roll, bake, taste. The week before the wedding, I went to a quinceañera with the son of a governor. After, I became the shiver de mi hermana, camping on the bathroom floor overnight. Just too much real Mexican came para mí. But I wonder how many times my sister shook there after we left, holding the pipes with her babe beside, fearing for her life. Because he was wiry drug lines in Italian veins. My sister spoke the language he would try to drown her in. I heard her sobbing half a continent away, hermanas closer than bird wings. We don't talk about these things. How we invite wounding when we don't believe we deserve better. The sting of punishment better than feeling our pain. It's not just me. I saw you too today. Just tuck it all away in the annals of lost dreams. In survival means doing the work of going to school, getting jobs to pay the bills, are piling, no time for crying. A nice girl in a mean world. My scars, the children that shoot off guns in the streets and come to the window. I feed them rice and yellow tamales from worn hands with warm light streaming in. I've told this story so many times and feared its blood. My voice, the muffled cries underneath, but the children are screaming for bread, so we feed them. We read them books, poems that hold all the words, my words that bleed, because the bleeding of a wound is its cleansing. Words give life, even to the barely living. And the silence literally almost killed me. So I am not going to stop speaking until the blood has reverse osmosis into the sheet face of my story, until I heard bird wings scuffle through avocado trees, until I can hear my own voice so much like New Year's Day, so loud, so drunk with expectation, so shotgun in city street. No, my voice can upset a whole factory and it will still continue singing until I and all of mis hermanas find healing from the choke and shadows of this new year feast. That's hermanas. So you can find me. I'm Elaine Hill on Facebook. I have a book about motherhood. Ironic, I'm not doing any poems about mothers tonight. Being a mother tonight, even though my daughter's birthday is tomorrow, the one who made me a mother. But if you contact me, it's an ebook, so I can actually literally send it to you. It's $10, only $10. Woo! So Facebook, Elaine Hill. I'm Elaine, ELAINE .sweet nightingale, like the little birdie, on Instagram. I'm not on there like a ton, but if you want to follow me, come find me. Last poem, and I'll be out of your way. I'm grateful for this space. This one, I don't know if it has a title yet. The document is called Atlas's Bones. I was brushing my teeth when I found out a former boyfriend has died. I remember his eyes and the fear he carried in his mouth when he talked for hours about the strings of his guitar, so fresh-faced and innocent. I held the growing sludge of cinnamon behind my lips, wondering how many people have to die just trying to live. How many warriors will we lose in this fight? Darn it, he had a kid and a song at the back of his throat, and yet we won't talk about depression. Keep it sanctioned as someone else's problem. People don't want to die when they take their life or let substances do it for them. They just want the pain to subside, the tide of overwhelm to roll out and stay away a while. Suicide is more of a Hail Mary than prayer can ever be. I've been in debates about where suicide victims go for eternity, like running for the gates that promise no crying is some sort of insult to the curator. Listen, maybe the afterlife is some sort of haven from pain, but I have held my grandmother's hand when I have been hurting. She's been gone for 13 years, so I actually think the dead are out there listening, leaving footprints on the path they had to leave for us to take, holding spaces we don't know we are missing until the wind blows and brings the scent of them back to us. There's a great cloud of witnesses holding light for the walking, so many of them having dredged the underside of this life, so we don't have to be alone when we are feeling. The weight can be an anvil with a sledge, holding up the heavens with our shoulders, even when it ain't ours to carry. We have those who've come before us. If you look closely, you can see them. It's the way the sunlight glints off the back of that car. It's a cowboy with a guitar kneeling to pray, and I know he's praying for our souls, singing the song he can see written on these roads we travel, because the path snakes severe through beauty and pain, and the trick to living well is in getting up again and again and again. This life has rattled my bones until I've got nothing left to give, and you too. There's no alone in this path. There are thousands of lights here, shining to guide us towards home. Ain't nobody certain about eternity, but today is an eternity of possibility if we can just keep our eyes open long enough to see. That's it. Thanks so much.
Indeed, indeed. Elaine, thank you. Holy smokes, that was
Yeah.
awesome.
No, yeah, thank you. Thanks for hosting. Like, this is amazing and really fancy. I'm like, I needed to dress up for this. I didn't know.
Oh, no.
In all the
That's
best
just
ways. In all the best ways. Like, I don't know.
good. Well, hey,
So great for you.
great poetry. I hope you can come back and join us next week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I'm trying to figure out the rhythm for my life. So if I can swing in, I definitely will. It's great. Appreciate
I
it.
feel that. And
So,
thanks for
yeah.
being here tonight. And
Yeah,
please do come back. And everyone give it up one more time for Elaine Hill. Live from Charlotte, North Carolina tonight. Coming back to Asheville for a little open mic. We got Peter in here tonight too from the Kava bar. You know, filming things like he does. Whatever he does. You know, I think we're all unclear of that. But he is too. So anyway. It's important. But hey, thanks for tuning in tonight to Poetry Open Mic Asheville. This is what we do every Wednesday night. We have a good time here, and appreciate everyone joining us tonight. It's always good to see some new faces on the mic too. Thanks to Elaine Hill for joining us, and you can check her out on Facebook. Elaine Hill, she's got a book out. And y'all should buy the book. It's only $10. Support the poet. Buy the book. Hit up Elaine Hill for that book, and we really appreciate it. Also, props again to our feature poet tonight, Mildred Barya, whose work you can find at mildredbarya.com. She's got a few books for sale as well, so check those out. Buy the book. Support the poet, and also please support our sponsor, the wonderful Sovereign Kava here in Asheville. They've been a staple in the art scene here in Asheville for many years now, and kind of keeping it weird here in Asheville. And we really appreciate that. So many thanks to Sovereign. All right. Anyway, I think we got at least one more performer for you tonight, and it's a good one, so stick around. Excellent comments there for Elaine. Very good, and thank you, Elaine. Hey, good times. It's good to see old friends back in the house, and that's what we're doing. We got another good friend of ours, Emilio Maldonado, in the house tonight. Joining us live from Humboldt Park in Chicago. Man, it's always good to catch up with Emilio, and he's a fantastic spoken word artist. And he's gonna blow us away with some poetry. But let's go ahead and see if we can beam in Emilio here. Y'all know what you gotta do. Make a whole bunch of noise, jump up and down, and cheer for Emilio Maldonado. All right, mi hermano. Hey, how you doing? Good, man. It's good to see you tonight.
Yeah. Good seeing you too, brother.
Absolutely. What's going on in
I like the look,
Chicago?
Man.
Oh, thank you. You know, I can clean up.
Yeah, man. Swanky modes. I like.
Yeah, for sure, man. All right. So
it's been
it's another week.
It's another week. It's it's funny, you get so I don't know if it's a numbness or it's a denial or it's a jadedness or if it's like what that cocktail is, but there's like sometimes some shit that you're like, wait, did that just happen? And why am I so fucking chill right now? Or the flip side of it is like, oh wow, that fucking was a shit ton of fucking bad news I just got, and I wonder how it's gonna play itself out. So that was my last week to today.
Oh, shit.
So
yeah, man.
Yeah. So I mean, Chicago is flaring up again. I don't know how much it's national or not, but there's just more.
There's so much going on. It's hard to keep up with everything.
Yeah.
Like
so
stories
like
that would have been like national headlines like before all this are just getting lost in the mix now.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Yeah, so there was like a bunch of Chicago young folks that went downtown and did some protesting, and pretty much were attacked by the cops. This time, like, just, like there was maybe like someone who did something, but then like everybody got beat down and arrested. And so at this point, Chicago police and the mayor stepped it up. So they started doing a lot more like surveillance shit. They posted like all these people's social media. I'm talking about, these are minors. A lot of them are minors, and putting all their information public. And it's like, you don't even get this fucking aggressive with like murderers. Like you don't get this aggressive with like fucking rapists, like known violent offenders. And you're doing this shit. I mean, it's like they're just showing their fucking real colors, but
we've
it's gotten
seen some
more
similar
intense, man.
actions by police here in Asheville, obviously on a much smaller level than Chicago, but
Hey man, them lumps are the same.
Right. It's the same kind of shit going on.
Yeah.
And it's really weird, and it's because people are out protesting for Black lives. I've been to a lot of protests before, and I've never seen people getting tear gassed and beaten down and having their information publicized like I have with this movement.
Right.
And
right.
I think it's very telling.
Yeah,
And,
it's a very, everyone. Trump's the easy one to blame, but it's it's been coming. I mean, this is in a Democratic city with a supposedly progressive mayor, and she's pulling this shit. So it's been intense, man. But on a personal note,
well, it's good too. We can't just like agree with everything they say just because they're a Democrat. We need to call out the Democrats too when they're and fucking call out everyone in power, because I mean that's what this is all about, really.
That's what buddy. That's it.
Yeah,
that's it, man.
Well, thank you, man. It's always good to hear the perspective of. I like to hear what's going on, because we get people joining in from all over the place now. And it's cool. What's going on in different places where people are joining us from. So
yeah, man,
that's good. Other than all that shit, you doing all right? You hanging in there?
No.
Well, appreciate the honesty.
I am not. I had a rough.
Man, let's talk. Call me after the show, man. Let's talk, dude. It's always good to.
We can rap.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
Well, you got some of that good poetry for us tonight?
No, I got some poetry. We'll see what the verdict is soon enough.
All right. Well, I'm gonna turn it over to you, my brother, and everybody wherever you're at, jump up and down and make a whole bunch of noise for Emilio Maldonado from Chicago. Make some noise.
Right. Salud. This is called Whistle. Fat Mexican lips kiss my muse. Le quiero partir la cabeza. Quiero sangre. Me chingo pomos instead. 18th and Troop was my cup of coffee in the hood. Mames, I don't mean the hood. The gangsters killed each other, and occasional cop and kids that we were supposed to have beers and tacos with and grandkids from. Warped wood stairs lead me to the purgatory of a July hangover. El Chamuco vive en agosto. Smell more weed than charcoal in the city. They kicked in too many times. Front door is bulletproof, is mierda proof, is truth proof, tristeza proof. It ain't seen vergüenza proof. It sure ain't lying sack of shit proof. It's about 80 proof. Right now, I wish I was 25 again. Scare some white boys again. Or dare a bad person to try to shoot me, because I would definitely kill him with my bare fucking hands. Right now, I wish this wasn't so fucking confusing, that there was something I could do. Right now, it could go away if I could just yell at the night. Maybe the moon would take pity and drown me a little. Right now, I wish I wouldn't be staring into space, feeling berserk. Right now, I want to be held and lied to be held and shut the fuck up to be held. Right now, I wish I could remember how to ask for help. Right now, I wish I'd never killed my motorcycle. I'd ride it into the night, dig into curves as fast as I could, run over the old rails and bones of this once beautiful whore of a city, and remember the bricks and sweat and work. The hands that grabbed her big old ass and pushed and pulled and fought and fucked all night in the daylight, regular people time. Ride to forget. Ride to live. To play kaleidoscope with memory and fantasy and regret. Right now, I'm going to crack the bottle over your fucking head before I drink it. Right now. Right now, I look at what's left and I use it. Right now hurts. Right now will pass. I'm a rambler, I'm a gambler, I'm a long way from home. And if you don't like me, well, leave me alone. I'll eat when I'm hungry, I'll drink when I'm dry, and the moonshine don't kill me, I'll live till I die. Adults only. It was absolutely fabulous writing a downpour just now. I was laughing at the elemental random cacophony of drops and leaves and wind and blacktop, and I was imagining brown, black hair wet with me, curly because of the humidity, curly because all pussies have that good hair. Curly because sometimes the universe tonight is nice to old bastards that used up all the karma credits. The clothes slimed and stuck to me in ways that I wish we did, in ways that probably repulse you. And I don't know. But when you get to really fuck someone, I never mind how terrible you smell or how sticky you feel. Once upon a lover tore its skin and yelled and grunted and moaned and said my name, said God's name, because the night was wild and so were we. The way that water soothes and sustains also is magic when it comes between hair and skin and electric boundaries that contain sustain us all. Radioactive in the way that the big beat, the big bang, the big old hips make little boys swear quietly, wearing goggles or hiding boners or swallowing fear and taking that step. The rain was everywhere, brother. It was overwhelming, toxic, making eyes red from the alkaline smokestack, ruins all over here in the 606. Eyes red because there's mercury, there's offal, there's blood and ruin in the land. My God, I can only think of your naked body while riding and laughing and begging Satan to have another drink. To stop being such a pussy. I told him, I promised, I wouldn't laugh at him this time. What do them y'all red faces call it? Born again? Recién nacido? That was years ago, pero born again? This way in the storm was the way it ought to be. I wanted you there in the rain with me, and it would be terrible and memorable and impossible. A never, never land. I ride my bike over large street ponds. My shoes are getting heavier, and I still feel magic. I feel alive. I forgive Satan for sitting this one out. I want to find God just to yell at him. I already know why, hijo de puta. Shit, he didn't do anything after Twinkies anyway. I want to grab that fucking throne, that fucking silver chalice, that lotus, the cave. Pinche ochre and shit all over it. The rain is washing the parts of me away that make sense. I'm getting reduced to bebop, to cocaine blues, to juke joint riffs thicker than hips that want my dick, thicker than lips that remember to bite and kiss in the right order. I'm jazzed now. I'm some radioactive accident, some signal that is trying to get a return signal from a soul I silenced a long time ago. The rain is beating on my head, running down my neck instead of your hand. instead of your lips, and I hate you. My awful bed wants you. My miserable room waits. Puts on a phonograph. Then it's best to act cool, to jazz it up, to get tight, smoke some tiger, roll out some tea, to daddy-o places that never knew. The earth and all her systems are mindless, ignorant of this drum solo of words and blood and guts and semen that is rushing over here in 606. The earth is indifferent to this mountain's majesty vibe I have going on, this shim-sham I call writing poetry, art. This way that the rain is eroding any semblance of respect, washing away the possibility that you will look me in the eye, that you ever notice my eyes. This rain is exposing the truth, and I hate it. Laughs change, up is down, black is white. The rain is dying down, and so is the Shiva I was hoping for inside of me. I don't dance. We will never dance. I'm so spent, shook thoroughly. I'm unsure how I got here, where these new scars came from. And I want sleep. I want the rain back tomorrow. Maybe I'll be ready for it then. This next piece is well, it's got a passport stamp. Saint Joseph Mercat La Boqueria. Now that I'm leaving, I find the Kit Kat bar. The regulars of the Joseph Market bar. It's everything a bar should be. Loud, sloppy, old with the added wrinkle of European bars. The singular whiff of hash. It's an old man bar that has a hot young Catalana named Anna. Two beautiful Moroccan girls, one working, one drinking water, are also there. Anna talks all kinds of shit. Borrows the security guard's billy club. Threaten the old man in the motorized fat folk chair. Or at least in the States, that's what us fat slobs have waiting for us after years of good, hearty American sitting and Cheetos. She yells at everybody. Offends an old-timer. Offends an old-timer with her gigantic tits and even fouler mouth. She isn't looking for attention. A body like hers, she could be anywhere else, but she likes it here. And the old guys love her for it. 40 years ago, she'd have been called brassy. There were more women like that when I was a kid. La reina de la boqueria. That's what she calls another woman walking around. But she must have meant it in absentia. Because when Anna is here, the once dead corner of the market has gitanos and broadbacks come a drinking. Anna has a couple of young dudes in tow. Feels like the flavor of the month, but what do I know? I haven't taken my eyes off of her much. The breeze is blowing lustily now for the first time in the 3 days that I've been here. Damn if it ain't for her. I thought about fucking you, feeling you bend and breathe and come in my hand. I wonder how you look when your cheeks are flush. Are you surprised? Do you come angry? Do you look at me? Do you see the fear of living I carry? Ves mi tortura? The impossible weight of 10 train cars rolls 20 feet above the street. Normally the thunder lulls me to sleep. Instead, I'm staring into space, into the black Chicago River, thinking about the color that you blush. The dream you told me about, the next time. I remember that I've only kissed you once on your head. I felt hands through my hair that weren't yours. I think I was clean shaven mostly, or maybe I had some sort of crazy ass scraggly beard. The kind that was at sea for years and kicked around port towns, looking for girls, sometimes settling for boys. It's springtime, but it's hot like today. Your belly has sweat all over it. Your pussy has us all over it. Coffee can spotlights are pretty much all that I've merited until recently. No top billing skyplane spotlights from RKO Pictures dreamt many 7-year-olds ago. I've begun to talk to trees. Let me clarify. I've talked to trees for years. It's a Johnny Appleseed grammar school affectation. A 16-year-old cello ingenue in a summer dress in my head. Sun blinding and blinking and smiling thing I've done for years. I save the out loud tree talking for safe, non-crazy moments of being in the woods, talking to granddad or mother in my best quasi-indigena space. Sincere, but I didn't want to admit that it was real, that I wanted it to be real, that magic exists. I'm the ballsiest chicken shit. I was on the road to causal, elemental humanity, math without knowing my numbers. I spoke the language before I realized others could hear me. Dark times brings out the believer in many of us. The paletero yells, Jesus, 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 diciendo triple cruz of fingers and face, the way only the scared or hopeless can do. A killer storm was going to flatten us in the field in Humboldt Park. We were on our own non-Kansas transport. And then the wind passed. We shared ron añejo and ASHEViLLE. I took a rain check on the paleta. I had a stogie taking up too much mouth acreage. I began talking to mountains. Breathtaking or silent lonely slabs, sacred or weathered into hills, hidden. And now they and the trees have spoken back. Long time no see. Welcome back. I want magic forever. Do you remember Morgan Freeman's line from Shawshank? Some birds aren't meant to be caged. Their feathers are just too bright. And then when they fly away, that part of you that knows it was a sin to lock them up does rejoice. But still, the place that you live in is that much more drab and empty that they are gone. I just realized I have a bird, too. I see despair on a monk's face lamenting the loss, albeit temporary, of beauty. I'm so utterly confused and sure of little but some of the basics. Love. Share. I've been shook to my bones by a math lesson. I think I know that jazz is one of the languages of the universe. I'm admitting to myself, relearning language that I had when I was a boy. Even now I have doubts about saying it out loud. Magic is real. But hay mundos podridos, vidas podridas, y nosotros somos el cáncer. Tanta violencia que hay en el mundo, qué tristeza, qué injusticia, pero verdadera justicia, injusticia. Algo que no se puede ni lo puedo imaginar. Ya por mucho tiempo lo ha dejado de aguantar. Sin barba, con barba, pelo largo, pelo corto, pelón, vestido de vago, vestido de lujo. No me cambio, ¿y tú? We all need our heart, don't we? I'm scratching and digging when all I've got to do is stand. ¿Puedo cambiar? I mean, profoundly? Or do I just got to look up, stretch, breathe, quit making it so damn hard? This is so I used to do poetry at this spot called Weeds. It was a legendary Chicago it was a legendary Chicago bar, but really mostly legendary for two things. The people that used to go and the host and longtime bartender that ran the Monday night poetry open mic. Although it was pretty open to anybody. But it was the total castaway, in a sense, or where the castaways went, or where you went when you wanted to feel like a castaway in the poetry scene. We never did the slam there. It was always open mic. It was do your thing. And we didn't do, until the very end, there wasn't even any feature. It was just, let's do it. This is about that place. Canto weeds. Virgins, he says. He wants virgins. Ghosts of bullets zipping around the hood, what used to be here. Ghosts of tequila bottles strangled for every last drop. Vírgenes, cabrones. Queremos chingarlas, joderlas. Climbing a temple with bones of schemes and vitriol strewn upon the steps. Only the desperate for indifference. Followers of the best, worst, and mayora make it. Acolytes drown tequila shots, sneak rum shots, and take trips to the car to burn eyelids and roast coherence away. We, the learned mob, academic, authentic, and indigent, we learn the sacred words. Amoramos, amoramos. Thank you very much. There were bombs in the building. Amen. And we fuck 'em up. Cheap beers, Mexican blanket covered bar, a sweet, smelly memory. Purgatory gets carded. Hell won't leave. And heaven talks shit about the goings on at 1555 WED Chi-Town. Virgins. We crack hearts up here at the end of the road. We nurture dreams and life's little schemes. Ghosts of goddamn motherfucking CTA. Bad poets, black poets, white poets, Chicano poets, Two Rivers poets, anarchist poets, sonnets, rape poets, wizard poets, old queens and peg boys, two-fisted, limp dick poets, true poets, false poets, pinche Gregorio Gomez, false priest, chaman, real Mexicano, a fucking Chicago. I haven't done this one in a while, so let's see. I went down to St. James Infirmary. Saw my baby there. She was stretched out on a long white table. So cold, so sweet, so fair. I charge a terrible price. Save my life, throw me a line. Throw me a life. A tenor horn begins afloat for us every day with you. I've thrown away more happiness than I can bear. Baby, let me call you, baby. I've got something on my mind. Mind, you're on my mind. Don't mind me losing my mind. Never you mind. Mine, mine, mine. Baby, let me call you, baby. Let her go, God bless her. Wherever she may be, she can look this whole wide world over. She'll never meet a sweet man like me. Save my life. I ask a terrible price. The world goes silent. You smiled at me. Did you hear? She smiled at me. I wish I could say it was rage. And or fucking Miguel de Cervantes. A knight slashing at ghosts. But he had pizzazz. There was something there. She smiled. A terrible price. I've not eaten sweetness in decades. A whimper looks at me askance. raised eyebrows of a lowbrow love. If I only had a mule. Instead, I'm a jackass. Throw me a rope. Baby. Can I call you baby? Save my life. When I die, I want you to dress me straight lace shoes, box back coat, and a Stetson hat. Put a $20 gold piece on my watch chain so the boys will know I died standing pat. Bones cracked into the marrow, cracked open, and the stars. The stars can only do star things. Every day she smiled before and since. Mine. I liked mine best. Baby, save my life. Resolution and Coltrane can wait. Crescendos just ache, aching to show off. I don't mind smiles I never feel. I've got something on my mind. Windmills that need a rust-caked rage, and I laugh. Baby, can I call you baby? I've thrown away more happiness than I can bear. I've got something on my mind. Goosebumps just exploded from my chest. This cosmic reckoning, this precious life. I ask a terrible price. I've got work to do. I want 6 crap shooters to be my pallbearers, 3 pretty women to sing a song, stick a jazz band on my hearse wagon, raise hell as I stroll along. There you go. Whew. Goddamn. Tough days, right?
Fucking, I feel you, man. Hell yeah. God damn. Fucking great stuff, Amelia. You
Thank
got
you,
one
brother.
more for us?
Yeah, I got one for you.
All right. Let's hear it. It's Amelia.
I feel like I'm reaching in my change purse. Yeah, I got a little one more for you.
But you don't have to. I was just.
No, I do. No, I do. I'm saying it with a kiss, not a middle finger. Here we go.
Awesome, man. Much love.
Actually, I got 2 short, one short one. Waking up on Damon. I swear I didn't mean to. My original intention shot. I took a nap. I rested my eyes. I passed out. Drunk motherfucker. What a waste. Hard concrete. Know what I mean? Burning congas. Warm sand. You ran your toes through, laid your ass on, brought back for me a lie and a picture of you missing somebody that waited back in Chicago. Inspiration is crazy. Dear, raging jams, flutes, drums that faded out funkier and leave you in heat. 1,000 innocent thoughts. I wrote about 1,000 honest thoughts that keep me up. Honest threats, honey dreams, hot, wet, cold, agitated my bed. That Ebb song you listen to without me. Good for you, babe. Don't tell me everybody was nice. I don't need to breathe right. Warm sand for me. Did I brush it off? My eyes work hard to tell you what I won't. The ebb melody is on our cheeks. It makes us more beautiful. I tell you people, I'm looking to repair the works. I can't fight concrete time and my reflection by myself. It's not a fair fight. I'm resting on this curve, not exactly alone. Every time I close my eyes, I see that photo. Salt and sand in your hair. Some abrasions on your skin. And you look to the left. I presume it's to the south. Where did your eyes take you when you closed them? Where else did you go? Whose eyes look back into yours on the edge, maybe? swear, I still miss the sun. Les nuages. All right, there you go, buddy, and everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, buddy! Emilio! Hey, thank you so much, Emilio!
Salute.
Salute, my brother! Yes, indeed.
That's a thumbs up and a peace sign to the man blocking my view of the wood pipe stove.
That's Peter, man. We got
Hey, Peter.
fucking Peter Leonard in the house tonight. I think you met Peter when you were here. Peter does all our video and
Right on.
stuff and other things. We're not sure what he does, but he does things at the Kava bar. And yeah, it's good shit for sure.
Excellent.
But dude, thanks for coming by tonight,
Yeah,
man.
my pleasure.
Hey, it's always a pleasure, Emilio. And,
Thank you.
You know, thanks for the report from Chicago. Thanks for the compelling poetry. You know, it's always his poems that make me think, and they're like introspective, but also like I don't know what the opposite of introspective is, but you know the
Anti-introspective.
Yeah, right. The
They're
microcosm.
They're unintrospective.
Yeah. For sure, man. I love it, man. It's always good to see you.
Good seeing you too, man.
And yeah, I'll catch up with you here in a little bit. We're gonna do a few more poems. We got a couple more performers here.
Cool.
Man, thank you so much for coming by tonight.
Big heart to Morgan for holding it down too.
Absolutely, can't forget Morgan, our technical director, making it all run smoothly as he does.
Big hugs to everybody. What up, Kava Bar? Thanks, buddy.
Kava Bar, shout out to Kava Bar people. Yeah.
All
right, Emilio. Good to see you, buddy. Hey, we'll see you next time, all right?
All right, man. Peace. Everybody be safe.
All right, peace. Be safe too, Emilio. Take care. Everyone give it up one more time for Emilio Maldonado, live from Humboldt Park in Chicago. And we're joining you live from Asheville, North Carolina, right here in my living room. We're having fun tonight. Yes, indeed. Very good. Comments for Emilio there. I believe we've got two more performers for you. Keely Flo's in the house tonight. She's gonna be coming at you, but first we have the Kava Bar's own Mr. Peter Leonard in the house to do a little something for you. That's right, we're gonna put Peter on the spot here and put him on a performance spot here at the Kava Bar. So y'all know the drill. Wherever you're at, jump up and down and spin around and make a whole bunch of noise for the one and only Peter Leonard.
Spot too.
That might help. All right, it's good. And we already pre-screened Peter for COVID.
Yeah, at the door. They got me at the door.
Oh yeah.
I think I'm good. Yeah, me too. Hey y'all, hope you guys are all good. Let's see. I'm gonna do. I have no idea what I'm even doing. Let's see here. Monologue. All right. I've had far too much Kava tonight. Like most nights, right, mate? And I'm going to make this quick. There's no way I'm going to remember the ones that I want to remember. Especially not after having that much Kava. So, where is it? Here it is. That's alright. Oh well, can't find it. No worries. Let's see if I can remember this off the top. Nope. Can't remember it. So I'll just do this one. Because I can't remember it. Do not think so. You shall not find it so. And God forgive them that they have swayed your majesty's good thoughts away from me. I shall redeem all this at Percy's head. And in the closing of some glorious day be bold to tell you that I am your son, when I shall wear a garment all of blood, and my favours, stain my favours in a bloody mask, which washed away shall scour my shame with it. And that shall be the day whene'er it lights, that this same child of honour and renown, this gallant Hotspur, this all-praised knight, and your unthought of Harry chanced to meet, for every honour sitting on his helm, would they were multitudes, and by my head my shames redoubled. For the time will come that I make this northern youth exchange his glorious deeds for my indignities. Percy is but my factor, good my lord, to engross up glorious deeds in my behalf, and I shall call him to so strict account that he shall render every glory up, yea, even the slightest worship of his time, or I shall tear the reckoning from his heart. This in the name of God I promise here. I do beseech your majesty may salve the long-grown wounds of my intemperance. If not, the end of life cancels all bans. And I shall die 100,000 deaths, ere break the smallest parcel of this vow. That is probably the only monologue I can completely remember in my head, and I still botched it. So, when you're trying to remember lines and stuff like that, Kava is probably not the way to go. Yeah. Appreciate you guys, and one of these days I'm going to pick up a guitar and learn how to play, because I see everybody knows how to play, so it's got to be easy. Yeah. My brother can play, then I sure as hell can play a guitar, all right? That's all I'm saying. Have I tried and failed? Maybe, but that's besides the point. Anyways, thank you, and I'll leave you to Keely Flo or Caleb Beisert, whichever. Thanks, y'all.
Yeah. Very good. Give it up for Peter. Dude, Peter Leonard. Oh, they did like it. You got some comments here. Go, Peter. Yeah. Ha ha ha. Applause for Peter. Thank you, Peter. Hey.
Anything else?
Fantastic. That was good. Was that some more Shakespeare?
Yeah, but was there anything else that said anything, man?
No,
Maybe
that
a couple people?
maybe, but it takes a while for them to come through.
Okay.
It's probably. I'm sure they're out there. I'm sure we got some more comments for Peter. That's the one. There it is.
Oh.
Peter. Yeah, they like you. Definitely.
Oh, that's Keely. She was waiting to go.
Oh yeah, we got Keely on here. She's coming next. And we got more Kava. We're fancy. Fancy Kava.
Hey,
It's all fancy Kava from Sovereign Kava.
If anybody else wants to comment, just do it.
You heard it from the man himself. Just put those comments in there. You know, we love Peter. Peter's awesome. Peter is amazing. Peter did not totally fuck that up. Yeah, look at that. Ah. Oh, sweet. Oh, wow, they're just
they're
pouring in,
man.
man.
I
Look
told
at
you I was
that.
gonna get the most.
Oh, yes, indeed. Oh, look at all the comments here. Oh, you totally did not fuck that up, man. Like, just comments pouring in over the ether webs or whatever they are.
Oh, that's awesome. That's expected, but it's still cool.
Right, of course. And y'all can send your comments directly to Peter Leonard at facebook.com. Just look him up on Facebook and post your comments to his wall. And tell him what you really thought of it, for sure. You know, and that's what we do here. You know, we support the fuck out of our performers. That's for sure. So, yeah. Much love to Peter. I love the shit out of that dude. If there's anyone who's fucking been there and is a fucking loyal friend, a good all-around dude, it's fucking Peter Leonard. And thank you, Peter. So, Peter, we hope you can make it back again soon for more Poetry Over Mike Asheville. Coming at you live from Asheville, North Carolina. Many thanks to our sponsor, Sovereign Kava, tonight for helping us bring in these amazing poets and performers each week. Big shout out to our featured poet tonight, Mildred Barya, whose work you can find at mildredbarya.com. It's been a fantastic evening, and it's not over yet. We still have one more incredible performer for you. Keely Flo is with us in the house tonight, and we're gonna see if we can beam in Keely here on the one and only Poetry Open Mic Asheville, Asheville's longest running and voted best open mic in Asheville last year, and we may have been voted best again, but I can't tell you that, so stay tuned. Y'all put your hands together, jump up and down, do a little dance, get down tonight, and make a whole bunch of noise for Keely Flo! Keely! Hey. How you doing? Keely, do we have audio on Keely? Hold on. I don't have audio. It might just take a second. Thumbs up on the audio for Keely. Thumbs down. Let's see. Check your mic, Keely. Hold on. We can work with you on it. Oh, wait. Yes, it is, actually. There you are.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah.
Hey.
Mr. Donner does good work. He loaned me this. Hi.
Oh,
Yeah,
perfect.
I was starting to say, I've seen other people do this like mic headphone arrangement, so it seems to be working. So I keep the headphones
Oh, yeah.
on
It
now,
sounds good.
Anyway,
Especially
it
for
was
music
awesome.
and stuff. It sounds better.
Everything. This show's been good. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. And are you're joining us live from the Kava bar tonight?
Yeah, this is my other home, right? I get to. It's a little lonely sometimes, but.
It's another home to many of us.
Stuff. Yeah.
And we definitely thank you for that, Keely.
Yeah. So this is great. It's my first time using the StreamYard. See how that works finally. And
it's a great platform. Big shout out to StreamYard. Well, cool. I'm gonna turn it over to you and let you share some music with us. But thank you so much for being here tonight, Keely. Everybody give it up one more time for Keely Flo.
Closer. I am. All right. So. Hi. Thanks. I want to say, yeah, really, I've been enjoying the show a lot tonight. Peter, Emilio, I didn't really see much before that, but you guys were great. That's terrific. So my first song, I guess I'm gonna start off. There's this song by I do a lot of Tom Waits songs, and I like to start off with this one. It gets me going, and it's from the mid '90s, and it has this feeling that it's like I don't know. There's this sense to it that it's kind of a sardonic take on the far right of Christians that we sort of like to make fun of or what would I say, caricaturize sometimes. But it's called Jesus Gonna Be Here, or that's the refrain anyway. But if you think about it, Jesus is gonna be here is what people who are about to die actually end up saying a lot. That's something we're all kind of facing. Anyway. Jesus gonna be here, he's gonna be here soon, he's gonna cover us up with leaves. With a blanket from the moon, with promise and a vow, and a lullaby for my crown. Jesus gonna be here, he's gonna be here soon. Not gonna do nothing but wait here. I don't shout, I got no reason, and I got no doubt I'm gonna get myself unfurled from this mortal cold up world. Jesus gonna be here, he's gonna be here soon. Got to keep my eyes, keep them wide open so I can see my Lord. I'm gonna watch the rising for my brand new Ford. I'm gonna hear rolling down the lane. I say, Appalachia be thy name. Jesus gonna be here, he's gonna be here. Got to keep myself faithful, I've been so good except for the drinking, but I knew that I would. I'm gonna leave this place better than the way I found that it was. Jesus gonna be here, he's gonna be here soon. There's this song by what's his name? Groden. Mark Groden. I never realize I'm kicking my camera out a little bit. Mark Groden played at the Kava bar years and years ago when we were back on Lexington Avenue, and I never would have heard this song if it hadn't been for him. Saint Judas, Saint Judas, Saint Judas. You got a shot glass scar on your forehead. You got holes in the soles of both of your shoes. You're a movie where the guys are bad, the bad guys are good. You like your whiskey neat has a military sheet, so you drink it straight from the bag. But the kiss on the lips that bottle is kissing is gonna shoot an innocent man. Saint Judas with your noose on tight. Saint Judas, guide us through the night. Saint Judas, bottoms up to you, honey, 'cause somebody had to. You got a stack of cash in your pocket, yeah, you sold them for the price of a slave. But at the end of the day, tell me who is the slave? You both had your price to pay. Jericho fell to the trumpets, and heaven's gonna fall to the hounds. And you'll take your fall like a tightrope walker. You'll never hit the ground. No, you'll be dancing on nothing. David was the saint of the poets, and Julian the saint of the clowns. And now you're the saint of the sinners, boy. Won't you buy us all another round? Saint Judas with your noose on tight. Saint Judas, guide us through the night. Saint Judas, bottoms up to you, honey, 'cause somebody had to take the blame. So that's Saint Judas. And there's my, anyway. Well, thanks, everybody. That's real kind of everybody here. There's this song. It's funny that Peter just said, you know, maybe I should learn how to play the guitar, because it must many people do it. And the thing is, you know, you really don't need to know a whole lot of guitar. Just 2 chords will be fine if you just want to have something to cut off with, you know. I'm a big Bob Dylan fan. I like to play a lot of Bob Dylan songs. And this is one, though, that he did not write. He went for about 7 years without publishing any original stuff. He put 2 albums out during that time. And one was called Good As I've Been to You, but this isn't on that album. It's on the other one, and it's called Love Henry. And it's a really, it's a pretty old song. It's been, documented actually in the Child's Ballads, and there's some other document or chronicle of ballads that it's been also recorded in and kept track of. And it's been also done by Nick Cave, among others as well. And it's special to me, not just because it's a murder ballad, which there's not too many of, but it's one of the few murder ballads where the murderer is a woman. But it's even more special to me because it speaks to me of what I think morality kind of rests on, which I guess is sort of a peace with yourself or a peace with the world that you forfeit when you don't do right. It's called Love Henry, and I changed the melody of it too. Come down, Love Henry, she cried. Stay this night with me. I have gold chains and the finest I have. Apply them all to thee. I can't come down, no, I shouldn't come down. We'll stay this night with thee. There's a beautiful girl in Cornersville I love far better than thee. Time came to take her leave. She kissed him on his cheek with the penny knife that she held in her hand. She murdered mortal he. Get well of Henry, she cried. Get well, cried she. Oh, don't you see my own heart's blood just runs so cold and free. She took him by his long blonde hair and also by his knee. She flung him into a water well that runs both cold and deep. Lie there, love Henry, she cried, till the flesh rots off your bones. Here, woman down in Cornersville will mourn for your return. Hush up, you birds in the sky. Don't tell no news on me. These costly beads around my neck, I'll apply them all to thee. Fly down, my pretty parrot, she cried. And that on my right knee, the doors to your cage shall be decked with gold and hung on a willow tree. No, I can't fly down, no, I shan't fly down. Oh, light on your right knee for a girl who would murder her own true love, would surely kill a little bird like me. So, that's Love Henry. I don't know who wrote that, somebody who did. And I think that's all I got. Yeah. That's all I got for tonight.
All right, cool. Hey, that's Keely Flo, y'all. Thank you so much, Keely. That was fantastic. Thank you, Keely.
I appreciate it. This is a rough
Absolutely.
start. Thanks.
Well, please come back and join us next time. It's always good to see you. And
I'll try. If I can
yeah.
figure it out.
Hell yeah. And yeah, thanks to Madrona for the good setup tonight. Good audio and sounded good. Thanks, y'all.
Right, yeah.
Absolutely. Y'all know the drill. Give it up one more time for Keely Flo joining us live from Sovereign Kava tonight. Make some noise. All right. And thank you all for joining us from wherever you are tonight. It is good to be with you. It's been a heck of a night. Peter over there distracting me. Big shout out. Big shout out to the whole Kava Bar family. I love those people. Thank you so much for allowing us this space and letting us do this thing each and every Wednesday night. I think a lot of people dig it. So anyway, for what it's worth, I'm gonna close things out with a few poems for you. But thank you so much for tuning in to Poetry Open Mic Asheville tonight. All right. I'm gonna start off with a poem that may be appropriate. Some comments for Keely there, yeah. All right. This one's called Squeezing Kava. I twist the brown bags until their juice runs down my tensed forearms, streaking my skin like landscape, dripping off the map of elbow. There's no way to master this art. Only by strength and time do we see the libations of our labors. Only by wringing strainer bags, those dark pillows of powdered root, do we begin to think of who we are, our mercies, recreations. This drink seems very bitter to be from the sunny volcanic soil of South Pacific Island winds and rain, more bitter than the smiling locals who offer you roasted pork and shelter under grass roofs. I continue to press into the bitter root of l'ennui, root of mellow lamp-lit evenings, root of quiet conversation among darkened cypress, among the sociopaths and former drunks, among urchins and time-killing kids, among street chemists and street philosophers, among poets and musicians, in a bar on some off-world moon. I squeeze the kava for all of them. Noble plant with heart-shaped leaves, lava-sprung root for high intention, place of peace for armchair meditation. So many passers-by stoop in the doorway and look in, while others stare into the muddy finds in the bottom of the cup. I squeeze the kava for all of them. I need the damped sawdust pulp, the root-chip tendrils, the capillary laterals, black grains of sand swirling, green froth of lactones, bubbling into stainless steel basins, plastic tubs, ceremonial bowls. I wrap the bags, strangle the velvet clay, pour water, pressing into the pillows, essence of healing earth, the chalk smell of the brew as I twist the olden roots. In the poetry of Garcia Lorca, roots are a metaphor for belonging. Perhaps if we press long and hard enough at our roots, we will extract the essential ingredients to share with the world in little shells of coconuts. All right. Shout out to our Kava people and shout out to everyone tuning in tonight. We really appreciate all the likes, comments, and shares. It's good to be with you at our virtual Kava Bar Poetry Open Mic night. Every Wednesday night, 8:30 p.m. See what I got here. This one's called Mariposa. Why is the Spanish word for butterfly more beautiful? Perhaps because the sun in Spain shimmers as clovers and sea, and milkweed grows in bunches in the pastures and along dirt roads. Perhaps because language shapes my tongue into an arrow. Other languages have words for what I can't say in this poem. Yet some are lost. Only through this arrangement do I begin to express anything close to wonder of the arid plains of Cordoba, or the cold beer and smell of cooked fish on the beaches at Malaga, or the old woman living in the hills above Granada, following its winding rivers, carrying orange blossoms like bridal veils. Some happy party upstream from here, and the faint shouts of laughter. A flicker of firelight dashes across treetops. We must be so close to beauty. A mariposa always remembers where it's from. Generations of them fly home over flowers and tundra. Why didn't we see them as beautifully when words first cussed our lips? Why do our words fail us? It takes only 12 days for a caterpillar to transform from chrysalis, sleeping in milky white, to butterfly, wings spread, unfolding ministry of the mariposa. Missing man formation. And now the merchants have been sold to the seas. We awaken with beer case wonder-wise, crawling in daytime ivy over voids of lipstick, cross-country racers drowning in the Great Lakes, flocks of lullabies lost in cloud formations, restless yellow ducklings, fiery wolf dogs. Look up cautious, the trail even blinking. Fast cord ride, strip poker chips collide wildly. Turning up the avenue, smokers rest stop wash of highway gone by every minute without me, without you. Long, far away o'er mountain and desert, skilled insect palpitating, sunset rapture. Late woven moonbeam, chrysalis on the horizon, eyes gleam, starry field of decay and wonder, like leashed dogs on sidewalks licking water. Copiers and useless machines, buzzing traffic light, green wrapped around cars and phone poles and light, fired eggs, whistle sailors, blue captains, hat cheese, sun running around lips of the ocean, white peaks amazed by centuries of star child, bright eye and corn mazes, set for winter by bedtime old friends, sick shit eating the eyelids, basking in the captain's robes, not waking up for mockingbirds and seasons homes, olive pits, cherry stems, whiskey glasses, melted rock, peacocks in the garden, purple umbrellas and teacups, rings, folded napkin, drawing ink-blotted faces with tears, give arms to enemies armed with fingers, tying shoelaces on faces and books open to blank pages, and giraffes hiding in urban plains, window washers peeling lying loose in the human zoo, violins, rain, phrasing, pursed lips, eyebrows locked and trembling, the strings damned rivers elope here, strange winds take vacations here, a ragged old man cries for you in the street, unseasonably bleak fog rolls over the mountain, rolls over the earth like a hand, a dark hand pressing the temples of the land perched brown, same refuge forsaken in different places, idiots running the gamut, controlled by those behind curtains, deep black rust, open daisy jumpers from airplanes, foil curtains, blown sheets, noisily oil on the water of our time ticking and slipping through branches and buildings on seminars of lakes surmounting storms, vicious summer eyes in the rainstorm, everything covered in tears, stars settling into night, day, blackness, gone right by children, telling who we are, telling to their mothers the stories of the generations, coming again, telling their fathers the stories, returning, drifting out, returning, drifting, going again, returning, the wayward wanderers, lost friends in blue furnaces of old love, framed caretakers, tending the embers, until the children arrive at our ruins. The ghastly light breaks over all that can be seen, and the song of a single bird from the fractured slabs of concrete, the rough monoliths and crude altars, mossy with gray tires and bags of nothing. The song, unnoticed by the day, over the great hills, the water falls away, and the bird takes flight, dropping a single feather. It doesn't help to worry. You must think you got this. When you want a drink of water, your hand picks up the glass. You're riding on an infinite wave. Put your finger in the water. See how it creates more tiny waves. You can see the reflection of stars, but if you try to touch them, they disappear. We can be the waves guiding each other. We can be the storm we turn away from. Turn toward the sunny beach at the edge of time. Turn toward the orchards where we rested in summer. Turn your thoughts to what heals you, even in the darkness. A kid in a trap music museum shirt sells us balloons in front of the gas station. Hey, 6 up, man. The cops are coming. Oh, shit. Ice cold balloons, 3 for 20. Where did the God breath originate? All is peaceful on the other side, with the beings that have always been there. A person screams, "Mother," over and over. Cop cars scream through everywhere, passing the gas station by the amphitheater. The corona of the frenzy breaks. Back the fuck up. Last call. Last call. Last call. All right, I'm going to wrap it up here. I do want to leave you with some more room at W.S. Merwin there. We love Merwin. Stillwater. Clouds over the mountaintops were its ancestors. Fine rain gathered in rills among the hidden crags, each vein finding its way to its own kin, joining them, and gathering speed, and finding its voices, taking along flakes of starlight, moonlight, daylight, down through the wild distances, through dreams of flying and forgetting, and dreams of belonging but departing. Now it lies there at last by its green pasture and cradles the stillness of the empty sky. This is the present it was flowing toward. This is the face it can never see. All right, I think I got one more for y'all, but thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in tonight. Like, it's been a real pleasure. Appreciate the likes, the comments, all the wonderful comments, and the shares. We really appreciate everyone, especially our featured poet tonight, Mildred Barya. Many thanks to Mildred. It was so good to see her. And please check out her work and buy her books, which you can find at mildredbarya.com. And everyone, take care. Be safe out there. Take care of yourselves and one another. And we'll be back here next week for more open mic. And I certainly hope y'all can join us. If you want to perform, you can sign up in the Poetry Open Mic AVL group on Facebook. We post the sign up sheet in there Monday evenings. We might start doing it on Sunday, but just check that group, and everything you need to know is in there. And we'll be back here next week with more. So y'all take care out there, and stay cool, stay weird. We love you. Bonfire at midnight, Rumi of the Barks. A shout comes out of my room, where I've been cooped up. After all my lust and dead living, I can still live with you. You want me to. You fix and bring me food. You forget the way I've been. The ocean moves and surges in the heat of the middle of the day. In the heat of this thought I'm having, why aren't all human resistances burning up with this thought? It's a drum and arms waving. It's a bonfire at midnight on the top edge of a hill. This meeting again with you. What was said to the rose that made it open was said to me here in my chest. What was told the cypress that made it strong and tall. What was whispered the jasmine, so it is what it is. Whatever made sugarcane sweet, whatever was said to the inhabitants of the town of ASHEVILLE in Turkestan that makes them so handsome. Whatever lets the pomegranate flower blush like a human face, that is being said to me now. I blush. Whatever put eloquence in language, that's happening here. The great warehouse doors open, and I fill with gratitude. Gratitude. Chewing a piece of sugar cane. In love with the one to whom every that belongs. Thanks for tuning in to the old open mic ASHEViLLE tonight. Can't thank y'all enough. It's been a really good one. We'll see you next week. We'll be here at 8:30 p.m. EDT Eastern Time in the U.S. Next week. Please join in from wherever you're at. And we really appreciate everyone's likes, comments, and shares. And many thanks again to our featured poet. Please buy her books and support the poet. And also, big ups to our sponsor tonight, Sovereign Kava. They're there for you, so check them out. They're here in ASHEViLLE. And we really appreciate everything they do for us. So, hey, y'all, take care. Stay safe out there. Don't forget to vote. All that good stuff. I'm CALEB BEISSERT, signing off. And, yeah. Y'all take care. Max Milner on the keyboards, Jason Moore on saxophone, Aaron Price on bass, Chris Cooper on guitar. I'm Caleb Beisserт. Thanks for hanging out, y'all. It means a lot. Y'all take care of your barkeeps. Get home safe. Hopefully we'll see you again sometime. Cheers.